like it, Brian. I don't like it one damn bit.
I know, but in the circumstances, we just don't have any other choice.
$5 million to Justin Marshall. I mean, just plain crazy.
I don't like it any more than you do, Stryker, but we just have to look at it as an advantage to World Oil, that's all.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry. I'm going to have a difficult time looking at it that way, especially as far as that man's concerned.
I know, but the company's not going to take a loss. The mineral rights and the property are worth a lot more than $5 million.
I know. It burns me up. Think you can get away with highway robbery. And Kate, why'd she do it? Her own grandson?
Yeah, she's determined to get the ranch from Justin. She's willing to make whatever deal she can to get it.
But why? The price Justin's asking is just outrageous.
She's doing it for Steve.
Steve, what do you mean?
Yeah, you know what Barrett put him through. Well, right now it's very important that Steve stays on the ranch. Doc Willard feels that he's on the verge of a nervous breakdown, that if we move him away from the ranch, it could put him over the edge. And you know there's no way that I'm going to be living in the same house with Justin, right?
Yeah, so Kate's got to buy him out.
That's right, to the tune of $5 million.
The only way she can do that is sell the mineral rights to World Oil.
Or to anyone else is willing to buy if we turn her down.
Oh, that Justin is really something. I mean, the way he treats his own family.
I know, but, well, I think the deal can work out for everyone now. Ginny, Steve, and I, we can all live on the ranch, and the mineral rights, well, they're not going to hurt World Oil any.
Yeah, but there's something about this thing that might not work out.
What do you mean?
I don't trust Justin. Got a gut feeling he's going to use that money against us.
Pretty, isn't it?
Uh-huh. Pretty expensive.
Oh, Ashley, you always look on the dark side of things. This place is going to be fabulous in no time.
Well, when's that going to happen?
I called the decorator this morning. He says everything's going to be in place by Friday.
That soon?
Helen, what's the matter? You feeling all right?
Oh, it's not that.
What is it?
Everything's moving too fast.
Well, it's not moving fast enough for me. You are in this with me, aren't you, sweetheart?
Well, of course I am. It's just that
Why?
I'm scared. Justin, this is costing so much money.
You don't have to worry about that anymore.
I don't.
No, Mrs. Marshall, our money worries are far behind us.
Now, how do you figure that?
We're not paying for all of this.
Justin, what are you talking about?
Someone else is picking up the tab.
Who?
World Oil. World Oil is putting Marshall Oil in business.
Would you kindly repeat what you just said, Dr. Kirkman?
I specialize in infertility.
Then you only treat women who are unable to get pregnant.
That's right.
And you don't have any patients who are pregnant?
Well, the funny thing is, once they get pregnant, they don't need me anymore, so they just go right back to their regular obstetrician. Yes.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. And you weren't aware of my specialty when you came here?
No, I wasn't. And since infertility is not my problem, I'm afraid I've been wasting a lot of your time.
That's no problem. You see, I'm certainly glad that you didn't need my help.
Doctor, you helped me. You helped me more than you realize. Thank you. Oh. Thank you.
What's so funny?
What's so funny? I just can't believe all this stuff's happening to me.
What stuff?
What stuff? Justin Marshall asking me to be spokesman of the Marshall Oil Gas High, whatever, Ace High service stations is fantastic.
Well, why does that surprise you?
It's a big deal, that's why.
You bet it's a big deal. It might make us a lot of money.
Well, why aren't you surprised?
Why should I be? You think I'd be wasting my time managing you if I didn't know you had great potential?
I guess not. You always did like backing up them winners, didn't you?
That's right. And honey, you are a winner. Oh, this is just the beginning for us. You'll see I got great plans.
Like what?
Well, how does your own show on KVIK sound for starters?
Oh, I tell you, that'd be great if you could really pull it off, darling.
I will. Vicki Bellman is a smart lady. She knows how you make those ratings shoot up. She knows how much mail you get. She's not going to let you slip out of her fingers.
Well, wouldn't that be something? I mean, really, I just can't believe all this is happening to me.
Well, you better believe it because it's happening, and I'm going to make sure it keeps on happening.
You are perfect. I mean it. Come on over here. We're going to celebrate. Right over here.
Oh, wait. I think we should wait before we celebrate till everything's signed, sealed, and delivered.
But I'm in such a good mood.
I know, good, but just let me iron out the final details, okay? And I don't want you to say anything to anybody about Vicky Bellman's deal or about Justin's deal, okay?
Yeah, but why?
Just trust me. When everything's all set, we're going to have one heck of a celebration.
Justin? Well, what do you mean World Oil is putting Marshall Oil into business?
World Oil is buying the mineral rights to the ranch for $5 million. Kate is buying my shares of the ranch for $5 million.
She agreed to do that?
She sure did.
But it's not worth that much.
Well, it is to her. And isn't it a nice touch that World Oil is helping get us started? The first thing we have to do is buy the Ace High gas stations.
Oh, no, wait a minute, Justin. Hold on just a second. Are you sure that you want to get into something like that this soon?
It'll be worth a ton of money. World Oil is after them already. They've been so mismanaged, but I can put an end to that.
Well, do you think that you'll be able to get them out from under World Oil's nose?
These gas stations are going to put us on the road to being rich, very rich. They're going to turn a tidy profit in no time at all.
Oh, Justin, that would be wonderful.
Do you know what? The best thing about this whole sweet deal is I'm doing it all with World Oil money. I think I'll write them a little thank you note. They'll be very obliging.
Justin, you're awful. I love it.
And isn't it rich? They're buying Ace High for me. And they're paying for all this, too.
Well, now, you're really getting a big kick out of all this, aren't you?
Well, yes, I am, aren't you?
Well, I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
I can't wait for the party Friday. Wow. That's going to be something.
What party?
The party. The party we're throwing to celebrate the opening of Marshall Oil.
Now,
It's
Justin,
going to knock them on their ears.
you have never told me anything about any party.
This is going to be the greatest party Houston ever saw. From Friday on, people are going to have new respect for Marshall Oil. How's that sound? You know something else?
What?
My daddy started Marshall Oil, and then things went bad for him. I'm going to start up my daddy's company again. Paige is going to like that.
Mm-hmm.
We've been drifting apart lately. Brothers and sisters should not drift apart.
You're right. What are you thinking?
Well, you know, she's got her new dress shop. I've got my new company. We should get close to one another, just like the way we used to be. Tell you what I want you to do.
What?
Of course I want you to be the prettiest lady at the party. I want you to trot yourself on down to Paige's new boutique. Find yourself something to wear. I mean, she's got the latest designer fashions.
Oh, Justin.
And listen, World Oil is picking up the tab. Paige
Oh.
might as well get in on this a little bit.
Well, I've heard that they're so expensive, though, and we spent so much money.
World Oil is paying for it. Enjoy it.
All right. All right, I'm going to go down there this afternoon, and I'm going to pick out something real nice.
You're gonna knock them dead.
We'll knock 'em dead.
That's the kind of talk I like to hear. World Oil, you watch out. Here we come.
Daddy? Hey, why the long face?
I'm just thinking, honey. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine. I haven't been this good in ages.
That's good to hear.
Daddy, I love my new job. You talk about challenges. It's absolutely incredible. I'll tell you something. I'm going to get on top of my job, and I'm going to enjoy every moment of it.
That's wonderful. I haven't seen you like this for ages. Your mother and I have been worried about you.
Well, I guess I just got things a little strange for a while, but it's all over with now.
Living in the past is a waste.
You're right. I realize that now. But no more of that for me.
No more hard feelings against Justin?
Of course not. Why should there be?
Do you know about the $5 million the World Oil is paying for the mineral rights to Marshall Oil?
Yes?
No bitterness?
None.
Well, you're handling a lot better than I am.
Is that why you had the long face when I came in?
No, ever since Ryan told me about it, I get madder and madder. I know that Justin is going to use that money somehow against World Oil.
Don't worry about it.
How can I not worry about it when I know what that man's capable of?
Justin is of no concern to me. Let him have the money. I have a job to do, and I'm going to get going on it.
I hope I'm not interrupting anything.
Oh, hi, TJ. No, Rena and I just having a little chat.
So I heard. Well, you look on top of the world, Rena.
I am. I finally got my priorities in order.
And I couldn't be more pleased. What, do you want to see me about something?
It can wait. But there is something I'd like to discuss with Rena.
Well, you can use my office. I have to go over to the TV station and see Vicky. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, Rena. You want to tell me what this is all about?
Will someone please tell me what's happening around here?
Mm-hmm. World Oil is buying the ranch's mineral rights from Kate for $5 million.
And that's the money I'm going to use to pay Justin.
It's terrible that Justin's charging you that much.
Well, he's getting away with murder, but it's worth it.
Will Justin and Ashley be moving off the ranch then?
Soon as possible.
You know what that means, don't you?
I think so. At least I hope so.
Yeah, it means that Steve is going to stay here and grow up here. This is his home.
And we're going to be here, too.
I just can't believe it's all turning out like this.
Well, it is.
But I hate...
What, Jenny? What is it?
I think it's... Well, I just hate the fact that Justin is making that much money.
Well, now, don't you worry about it. I know my grandson is acting like the devil himself. But I'd do business with anyone for Steve.
Oh, Kate, how are we ever going to thank you for all this?
Oh, you don't have to. I want to do it.
Yeah, we are grateful to you, Kate, all of us. I want you to know something. We want to pay you for staying here.
Oh, no, you don't. I won't have it.
Well, at least let us help you pay the bills.
No, that's final.
No, it's not, Kate. Come on, we want to.
Well, let's leave it till later. There's something else I want to do right now.
What?
I want to go tell Steve the good news.
Of course, you're the one that should tell him.
I can't wait to see the expression on his face.
I've checked through these papers. And all you have to do is sign them, and you will be the proud owner of a TV station in Fort Worth.
Oh, I'm really looking forward to getting my hands on it.
Good as done.
I think it's a smart move, don't you?
I think it's a sweet deal, especially the price you're paying.
Good.
Honey, you are the best businesswoman I know.
How do I stack up when businessmen are at it,
Right up to the top, and you know it.
Hey, honey, I want to talk to you about another deal I'm thinking of making.
What's that?
I'm thinking of pulling Billy Joe Wright off the Phil Roberts show.
He's pretty popular, isn't he?
Oh, yes, he's helped the ratings enormously, and you should see the bags of fan mail he gets.
What do you want to pull him off the show for?
To give him his own show. Billy Joe's a very valuable property.
Well, I don't know anything about that. I'm sure whatever you do will be the right thing. There's something else I want to talk to you about.
What?
Rena.
What about her?
I talked to her this morning.
Don't tell me. She's still obsessed with getting even with Justin.
No, she seems to be over it.
Oh, really? And what has caused that change?
She tells me that she's finally found out where her priorities are.
And what are they?
Doing the best damn job that's ever been done at World Oil.
I know, she told me the same thing, but do you think she really means it?
She seems sincere to me.
I hope so.
So do I. And if she has half the talent or ability your mother has, she'll do fine. She'll do better than fine. She'll do just great.
Let me show you into the fitting room.
you really feel about living out here?
I feel great now that I know that Justin's not going to be here.
Do you like living on the ranch?
Yeah.
Are you sure you're just saying that?
I'm saying it because I mean it. The ranch has always been special to me, and now living here with you and Steve, it's going to make it even more special.
I feel so sure that we're finally going to have a chance, the three of us, to have a happy life together.
Mm-mm. Not just a chance. It's a sure thing.
Okay, what do you think?
I love it.
Ashley, you look sensational.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what. If this doesn't dazzle him,
It really
is a dazzler, isn't it?
And you know what? It's also an original, so you won't see another woman
Well.
walking around with it, which I think is nice.
I like that.
Honey, what do you think about a few minor alterations just through here?
I think so, and maybe the hem too.
You know what? How about a belt?
Oh,
What do you think?
well, you like that better than
Yeah.
blousey?
See what you think of that.
Well, it kind of pulls it all together.
Yeah.
I like that.
Ashley, you have a remarkable figure. No one would ever know you were pregnant.
Listen, Paige, when do you think you can have this ready?
Oh, with the alterations? How about Thursday?
That's fine.
Great.
Thanks.
Let me write that down.
Paige,
Yes.
I'm really glad that we're getting to know each other.
I am too. And you can tell that big brother something for me, too.
What?
You can tell him that his wife and I are going to be friends. And that I'm going to start seeing more of him, too.
Paige, that'll make him very happy. I'll tell him.
Okay. Ashley, I hope that some of the things that have happened to me won't stand between us. No, I just wanted you to know that I'm not happy about some of them. It's been kind of a rough time, you know. And I've been pretty much alone.
Yeah, I know how that feels.
Had some pretty rough times, too. Well, after we become friends, I mean, really close friends, then we won't have to go through those times alone, will we?
You don't know how wonderful that sounds to me.
Sounds pretty good to me, too. Well, I'm not going to get this friendship off to a very good start if I don't get this outfit ready for you, am I?
It would put a definite strain on our relationship.
Can't have that. Shall we go back to the fitting room?
Yeah.
Let's talk about this bill.
We're going to have to move fast on those leases in Louisiana. Justin was working on them before he left the company.
Okay, I'll get going on them right away.
Promise?
Do you doubt me?
Kinda.
All right, TJ. Want to tell me what's going on?
Well, lately you've been treating your job more like a hobby than a job.
I see.
You're rarely in your office.
That'll change.
I went by your office this morning. You weren't there. No one knew where you were.
I was out.
Company business?
Personal.
Look, that has got to stop, Rena. Your job is too important to slough off. We're
You're
running a...
right. You're absolutely right.
You admit that?
Yes.
Sometimes you surprise me.
Why is that, TJ?
Well, I expected an argument.
Oh, well, you're not going to get one from me. I was wrong in trying to take care of personal business on company time.
Now, my ears are deceiving me.
No, your ears are working perfectly well. I've just decided that I am going to be a whirlwind in my office. Pretty soon you start complaining. Work slower, you'll say.
I'll look forward to it.
And if you think that World Oil is doing well now, you just wait until I get through. I'm going to break my back for that company.
You know, I don't know what's gotten into you, but I like it. I like it a lot. You know, I never for a moment doubted your abilities.
Neither did I. I just didn't have the proper motivation.
And now you have?
Oh, yes.
What's behind this motivation?
Well, I took a look at my life and I decided I didn't like the way it was going. So I simply made up my mind that I was going to change my priorities.
You never cease to amaze me.
Good. I don't want to be too predictable.
There is one thing I'm curious about.
What's that?
Did I hear you right when I came in earlier? Don't you care that Justin's getting the $5 million?
You heard correctly.
Aren't you just a little bit bitter?
I'll repeat what I said earlier. Justin has his life to lead, and I have mine. Let Justin have the $5 million. It doesn't concern me.
You being straight with me?
Mm-hmm. You can bank on it.
Now, I just find it a little hard to believe that you'll be willing to bury the hatchet that easily.
Well, believe it, TJ, I don't have time for pettiness anymore. I've got a job to do, and I'm going to do it.
Is this a new Rena I'm seeing?
No, not a new Rena, just the old one. She's back, TJ, and she's got too many exciting things to do to worry about Justin or anyone else.
Billy Joe has already proved himself. We should nail down that contract before he gets taken by some other station.
Now, just a minute, Ruby.
Oh. I'm sorry, Mrs. Bellman. I don't want you to think that I'm putting any pressure on you or anything like that.
Well, it sounds that way. Now, I want to make one thing clear to you. I make the decisions around here. I decide who will or will not appear on this station.
I understand.
And KVIK's future does not depend on Billy Joe Wright.
But you will admit that he's a unique talent.
I won't deny it, but he's not indispensable either.
Well, look, Mrs. Bellman, if Billy Joe is as good as you and I both know he is, wouldn't you rather have him appear on KVIK than any other station?
As I told you before, Ruby, I'm considering it.
Does that mean we can talk about a contract?
Oh, Ruby, it's possible.
Oh, that's great, Mrs. Bellman. That is really great.
And if we do get to that stage, Ruby, I will call you. It won't be the other way around. Is that clear?
That's fine with me, Mrs. Bellman.
Good. Because that's the way it's going to be.
Well, I'm sorry to keep you waiting, Billy Joe. I just had to take the call.
No problem, no problem.
Well?
Well, yourself.
Well, one of us has to say something. It's good to see you.
Well, it's good to see you, too.
Well, did you come here to see Nita?
No, I came to see you, as a matter of fact.
Me?
You seem surprised.
Yeah, I guess I am a little surprised. What did you come to talk to me about?
Oh, I need some advice.
From me?
Yeah.
No, I think you've got this all mixed up, Billy Joe.
Mixed up what?
You're the advice giver, not I.
Well, no, this time I need to know how you think about something.
Okay. About what?
Well, what I'm going to tell you here is strictly confidential.
Sure.
At least for right now.
You don't need to worry about me.
Justin came to see me the other day.
Oh?
He wants me to be spokesman for his company, the Ace High gas stations.
That's terrific.
Well,
That sounds like a wonderful opportunity.
Then you think I should go ahead with it?
Well, I'm not really sure that I'm the right person to talk to about that, Billy Joe.
What do you mean?
Well, Justin is my brother. I'm not sure that I'm a completely unbiased party.
Oh, no, I don't mean to put you on the spot or anything.
Oh, no, I know you're not. It's just, this sounds like a decision you have to make by yourself, don't you think?
Well, yeah, I guess so, but I kind of wanted to see what you thought about the idea.
Okay. Well, I care about you, care about Justin. I think together the two of you would make a dynamite team.
Kind of like Batman and Robin, huh?
A little like that.
Well, I was thinking the same thing myself, as a matter of fact.
You know, it's strange that you happened to come here today to talk about Justin.
Strange how?
Well, Ashley was in here a little earlier, and I made a decision that I was going to try to get closer to Justin again.
Well, I think that's terrific. I think a brother and sister ought to stick together.
Yeah.
Well, thanks a lot.
Wait a minute. What are you thanking me for?
Well, for helping me come to a decision.
I did?
Yeah, I'm going to take it if Justin comes up with a good deal.
Well, what did I say that made you decide?
Well, it wasn't exactly what you said. It's just the way I figure it is that, well, Paige, I trust you. And since Justin is your brother, well, then I trust him, too.
Well, thank you, Billy Joe. Thank you for coming to me. Thank you for trusting me.
Why not? You're my friend.
You're my friend, too.
Thanks a lot, and I'll see you later.
Soon, I hope.
Soon, right?
Bye.
Ruby? It's your move.
All right. I don't want to play any games. I want to nail down this deal to make my brother the spokesman for your Ace High filling station.
Well, the deal is, there is no deal. Unless Billy Joe has his own show on KVIK.
Well, why? What does one thing have to do with the other?
Well, I want my spokesman for Ace High filling stations to have very high visibility. Now, if you can come back here with a contract from KVIK for Billy Joe, then we'll talk business.
Justin, everyone in Houston already knows Billy Joe because of his exposure on the Phil Roberts show. The whole town loves him.
Maybe. Well, that may fade pretty fast if Billy Joe is taken off the Phil Roberts show, or he doesn't get his own show.
He'll have his own show.
You guarantee that?
I can. So, let's start the negotiations.
Not until I see a signed contract, Ruby.
Well, you just better sharpen your pencil, Justin, because I'm just about ready to close that deal.
Well, good. Good. Then I'll be ready to negotiate for Billy Joe. As soon as I see that signed contract in his hip pocket, and I'll make you an offer you won't be able to refuse.
It's going to be a pleasure doing business with you.
Ruby, feeling is mutual. There's one thing I would like to caution you about, though.
What's that?
This is all to remain in strictest confidence until the deal is settled.
Why the big secret?
I have my reasons.
Okay, if that's what you want.
It is. Ruby, I'm going to really enjoy doing business with you.
Let's take a look.
Okay. Oh, it's gorgeous. As usual, she never fails.
Looks good.
Favorite she makes.
Mom, is it true we're really going to be able to stay here?
Yes, sir, it is true.
He doesn't believe his grandma.
Then we're not going to have to move into town?
That's right. And everything is going to be better than it ever was before.
And you're going to be at your old school with your old friends.
I don't want to leave my friends.
Of course you don't.
And you're going to be the star of the basketball team, just the way you were last year.
Are you feeling better now?
Mom? Could I have something to eat? I'm feeling kind of hungry.
Sure, honey. Anything you want.
Well, how about your super duper special grilled cheese sandwich and some pie?
Coming right up.
He's better, all right.
Mm-hmm. And how did your meeting with Rena go?
Stryker, sometimes your daughter takes my breath away.
I know. I had the same reaction when I talked to her this morning.
She really seems anxious to get on with her job and put the past behind her.
That's the way I read it, and I couldn't be more pleased.
Yeah, me too. If she stays on a steady course.
Give her a chance, TJ. Maybe she'll get her life together.
Yeah, I hope so.
What do you want to talk to me about?
I want to talk about my position with the firm.
What about it?
I want to know exactly where I stand.
Same as always. Why, does that bother you?
I want a partnership.
I see. A couple of weeks ago, you weren't interested.
Well, I've changed my mind.
Sorry, I can't do that, TJ.
Why?
I've given that partnership to Ryan. TJ, you're damn good at what you do. I want you to use your expertise in oil leasing to help Rena.
That's all?
For the moment, yeah.
It's not enough, Stryker. I want more than to be Rena's nursemaid.
TJ, this job entails a hell of a lot more than being a nursemaid. Justin was negotiating those out-of-state oil leases for World Oil, and now he's involved with Marshall Oil. That could cause a problem. I want you to short-circuit that problem. Now, surely that's enough responsibility for you. You handle that, and we'll see what we can do.
It's not enough, Stryker. I want more.
Whoa! You're looking in a good mood. You get what you're looking for?
Oh, I sure did. Justin, I got the most gorgeous outfit, and I'm not going to tell you anything about it, especially how much it costs.
Oh.
But it is an original. It's one of a kind.
Should be. You're one of a kind.
Well, you're sweet.
Oh, you doubt it?
Nope.
Nope. You got the dress at Page's dress shop.
Oh, I sure did. Your sister is a nice lady. And I think we're going to be good friends.
I'm glad to hear that.
Oh, and she said that she wanted to see a lot more of you, too.
Good. That makes me happy. Paige and I haven't been close lately. We used to be really close on the ranch when we were kids. We had so much fun. We used to get in a lot of trouble, but we always stuck together. Brothers and sisters shouldn't grow apart just because they grow up.
I love to hear you talk that way. Oh, Justin, we're going to have so much fun together. Me, you, and Paige. I really don't think you know how much it means to me to have a close friend.
Actually, I'm your close friend.
Oh, I know you are. But a woman needs a woman friend.
I know. It's all coming together, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
My own company. A loving wife with a son on the way. My wife becoming friends with my sister. Me and my sister becoming as close as we were when we were kids. Everything is looking up for us.
Well, hello there. You two don't look like a couple of lovebirds.
You feel better now about how everything's worked out?
Yeah, now we're not going to have to leave here, are we?
Sure not.
I'm glad.
Want some more milk?
Yeah, please.
Okay. You know, now that we've settled where we're going to live, there's something else we can do.
What's that?
Well, I'd sure like a whole lot if you and I could become good friends.
I'd like to be your friend.
Okay, terrific. Here you go, cowboy.
Can I ask you something?
Absolutely, ask away.
You really love Mom, don't you?
I sure do. Love her a whole lot. And I love you two a whole lot. You know that, don't you?
Yeah, I guess so.
Steve, I know your dad told you quite a few things that probably made you believe that your mom and I didn't love you.
He did say stuff like that. But you guys ran all over the country looking for me.
I know, we only did that for one reason, though. That's because we love you very much.
I love you too, I really do.
Vicky.
Hello, Paige.
Oh, nice to see you. What brings you here?
Well, I was doing some shopping here in the gallery, and I thought I'd drop by to see how you're doing.
Well, business has just been wonderful ever since the opening, thanks to you.
I doubt if I had anything to do with it. I've heard a lot of nice things about the boutique.
Well, thank you. But I really do owe you a debt of gratitude. I really haven't had a chance to thank you either since the opening.
I didn't do anything.
Well, that's not what I hear.
Now, Paige, I didn't come here for thank yous.
I know, but I don't think that I'll ever really be able to...
You're doing it again.
Oh, you're right. I guess I am. Well, why don't you come in?
All right.
You know, one of your superstars was here a little bit earlier.
Oh, who?
Billy Joe Wright.
Billy Joe?
Uh-huh.
What was he doing here? This is hardly his kind of place.
You're right, but he just happened to drop by.
I see. Are you friends?
Yes, very good friends. He's one of the sweetest people I know.
Well, in that case, Paige, I think I'll tell you a secret.
What kind of a secret?
I've decided to give Billy Joe his own show.
Vicky, that's wonderful.
Here we go.
Oh, Billy Joe.
I'm glad I don't have many more clients like you.
Now, what's that supposed to mean?
I've been working my tail off for you today. I just hope you appreciate it.
Well, sure, I appreciate it. Tell me what happened.
Well, first I saw Vicki Belvin.
What'd she say?
I just know she's going to give you that show.
Well, what makes you think that?
Well, just her attitude. I could just tell. She was real positive.
Oh, I mean, really, if this could just happen, I just can't believe this is happening to me. It's wonderful.
Well, it's going to happen, and it's going to keep happening. So you better get used to it. And there's more.
More?
I talked to Justin Marshall, too.
What did he say?
He wants to do the deal.
All right!
But, the whole thing hinges on whether or not you get your own show on KVLK.
Well, why? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it does. It does make sense. Although I wouldn't admit it to him. See, he wants the spokesman for Ace High Service Station to be a big celebrity. And if you have your own TV show, you're going to have just the kind of visibility that Justin wants.
So it's all or nothing.
Don't worry about it. I just know that Vicki Bellman's going to give you that contract, and then Justin's going to slide right into place.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you, I'd feel a whole lot better if I knew all this ahead of time.
Look, Billy Joe, it's almost happening. Take it easy. But there's one thing I got to tell you.
What now?
You cannot say anything to anybody, and I mean anybody, about Justin's deal, okay?
Why not?
Because that's the way he wants it. You haven't told anybody, have you?
Well, of course not. Why should I do something like that?
Well, good. Just don't say anything until it's all signed. All we got to do is just hang in there and keep our mouths shut.
All right, Ruby, I heard you. I won't tell a word to anybody.
Rena, what a pleasant surprise. To what do we owe this pleasure?
We're neighbors, Justin.
Oh, neighbors shouldn't be strangers, should they?
Exactly. You've gotten more furniture since the last time I was here.
Yeah, and more will be delivered this afternoon. It's all going to be finished by Friday.
Oh, that's marvelous. You do work fast, don't you, Justin? Don't you agree, Ashley?
Of course.
Of course, I can't help feeling a little guilty about all this.
Guilty? Whatever for?
World Oil is paying for this.
Justin, if you're happy about it, so am I.
You really surprise me sometimes, Rena.
Oh, I don't think it's so surprising. The way I look at it is if my mother is big enough to lease you the space, then I should be big too. I think we should bury the hatchet, Justin. Let the past be the past.
Suits me just fine.
You know, it might be kind of fun competing with you, but I must warn you, I do intend to beat you at your own game.
You're going to have to get up pretty early in the morning to do that.
Maybe I won't even go to bed at all.
Well, I welcome a worthy adversary.
Oh, you'll have one. So, when's the official opening?
The grand opening is going to be on Friday.
Oh, it's going to be grand. It's going to be champagne. It's going to be catered the works.
I'm impressed. And all with World Oil money. You have style, Justin. I can't deny that.
I know. Well, I knew that you'd appreciate that touch.
I don't suppose I'm invited, am I?
Of course. Come on along.
Thank you. I'd be delighted to come. I wouldn't miss it for the world.
You seem a little different today, Rena.
In what way?
Oh, I don't know. Your claws aren't out, for one thing.
Well, little mother, you can thank your dear friend, T.J. Canfield, for that.
What are you talking about? What does T.J. have to do with it?
He helped me see the light, if you know what I mean. Bye.
Hey, what are you doing here sitting all by yourself?
I'm waiting for Ruby to get back.
Well, where'd she go?
She had some business to take care of. She'll be back in a while.
Business? With who?
I would imagine she's talking to Bo this morning.
Talking to Bo about what?
All I know is it's business.
Uh-huh. Why do I get the feeling you're not telling me everything?
Because maybe I don't want you to know yet.
Know what? Ricky, I'm going to pester you until you... Hey, what are you doing here sitting all by yourself?
I'm waiting for Ruby to get back.
Well, where'd she go?
She had some business to take care of. She'll be back in a while.
Business?
With who?
I would imagine she's talking to Bo this morning.
Talking to Bo about what?
All I know is it's business.
Uh-huh. Why do I get the feeling you're not telling me everything?
Because maybe I don't want you to know yet.
Know what? Ricky, I'm going to pester you until you tell me. You know that, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I do. You've been my sister long enough for me to know that.
Well, then tell me.
I told Ruby to stop doing business with Bo.
But she's his manager.
Yeah, she's my manager too, and I told her to make a choice. It's either Bo or it's me.
Look, I don't care what Ricky says. I do as I damn well please.
You're treading on dangerous ground, Bo.
Is that so? Well, let me tell you something, Punkin. You better keep that boyfriend of yours out of my way or I'm gonna knock his head off.
Better watch out. If you push Ricky the wrong way, you might get a surprise.
Was that so?
Yeah. It might not be Ricky that gets hurt.
Yeah, right.
You know, Bo, this whole thing happened because you came onto Elena. Why can't you stay away from her?
What goes on between me and Elena is nobody's business.
Yeah, well, I'm making it my business.
It seems to me that you're not exactly in a position to do that, little lady.
I am sick of your threats, Bo. I think I'll tell Ricky we were married before. Get it all out in the open, and then you can't hurt me.
Sure, why don't you go ahead and do that? And while you're at it, why don't you tell him about that other little thing? I'm sure he'd love to hear about that, along with about half the people in Houston, especially those down at KVIK.
You don't have any proof.
Don't I? Wouldn't bet on it, Punkin.
Can't get over how Rena's changed. She's downright friendly yesterday.
Justin, don't tell me that you fell for that act.
Or shouldn't I? You know, people do change, you know, Ashley.
Not Rena. And not that quickly either. She's up to something.
You know, you should learn to be more trusting, Ashley. I really think that... Well, I think that Rena was very sincere about what she was saying yesterday. Maybe it had to do with your friend T.J. Maybe he helped her out a little bit.
TJ is not my friend. And I think it's really foolish of you to believe anything that Rena says. You shouldn't trust her. I don't trust her. She's up to something. She reminds me of a dadgum rattlesnake, coiled and ready to strike.
Ashley, what would she have to strike about?
I don't know. I'm sure she has something. Good morning, Kate.
Morning, Grandma.
Ashley, morning, Justin.
You ready to go?
No, sorry, honey. I'm not going to go into work with you today.
Well, why not?
Going to the hospital. Visit Bubba.
Good. Hope you set things straight with him.
Yeah, I certainly will. I'm going to tell him what's in store for him. I think he'll be in jail for a few years.
I sure hope so. He deserves it. You come into the office later?
Of course, of course. Bye, babe.
Bye. Miss you.
We haven't had a talk. Well, since the deal about selling the ranch, Grandma.
No, we haven't.
I sure am happy. Everything turned out well, aren't you?
Are you?
Aren't you happy about the way it's all turned out?
Grant,
Rena!
what made you do it? How could you?
What?
Justin Marshall.
What are you talking about?
Justin Marshall's getting $5 million from us. Now, why wasn't I consulted? Because I'm a woman?
You were not consulted because it is not a part of your job.
Still think I should have been consulted.
Rena, you will be brought into things when your job demands it.
I wonder about you, Grant. I question your judgment in giving Justin all
Sit down,
that
Rena.
money.
Sit down. Now, Rena, don't you ever lecture me. You're working for me. It's not the other way around. Now, what's eating you?
I want to know if it's true what I heard about Justin.
That depends on what you've heard.
That World Oil is paying $5 million to buy Justin out of the ranch.
No, that's not exactly
But
true.
Justin is still getting the money, isn't it?
Yep.
Don't you realize what he's going to do with that money?
Of course I do, but Rena, I can't do anything about that.
Well, then how could you be so stupid in allowing
Now, just
that?
a minute, Rena. Before you start calling names, I want you to listen to me.
But
Now, be quiet. And listen to me. You know, this is just another illustration of your handling your job poorly.
Now, what do you
You have a responsible job as head of oil production. I'm not going to allow you to come waltzing in here flying off the handle like this.
I don't understand how you permitted that to happen.
There's a perfectly reasonable explanation. Justin was holding up Kate for $5 million for his share of the ranch. Kate wanted desperately to buy it away from him, so she sold the mineral rights to us. Now, that's a sound business procedure, even though we can't drill for 5 years.
5 years?
Now, will you just stop interrupting me? If Kate had not gotten the money from World Oil, she would have had to go someplace else.
I'm sorry, Grant. I didn't realize that.
I know. All I'm asking, Rena, is that in the future, before you start making wild accusations, that you stop and think. Do you think you can handle that?
Yes.
Good. Now, we both have work to do.
You are happy about the way it's all turned out, aren't you, Grandma?
No. I'm not happy about it.
Grandma, you got the ranch. Steve can stay here with Ginny and Ryan. That's what you wanted, wasn't it?
You know that's what I want. But I didn't expect to get robbed in the process.
Robbed, Grandma. I'm really sorry you feel that way. This was a business proposition. You couldn't expect me to involve my personal feelings in this. Now, could you, Grandma? What did you expect me to do, Grandma? Just give the ranch away?
No. I didn't expect you to give it away. But I didn't expect you to resort to highway robbery in the process.
Highway robbery? Highway robbery? That $5 million is going to get Marshall Oil off and running again. You want me to be a success, don't you, Grandma?
All I want is for you to get away from here as soon as possible.
Well, I'm making arrangements for that shortly. We're going to be leaving by the end of the week, maybe 1 or 2 days sooner, Grandma.
Well, make it as soon as you can.
I'm really very, very sorry you feel this way. I've always had a very sentimental attachment to this place, Grandma. Oh, I got to remember to call the pool builders. Tell them to forget about building that pool. Right? I mean, all my other improvements, I guess, too. I guess you won't be able to handle those things. They'll be very expensive, Grandma. You wouldn't want to be strapped with obligations like that.
Right now, I don't want anything left here that reminds me of you, Justin, and that includes your planned improvements.
Fine. Grandma, if you should happen to see Lurleen, tell her I'm going to the hospital to see Bubba today. Make sure he gets what he deserves.
Someday you may get what you deserve.
I'm counting on that, Grandma.
So am I, Justin. So am I.
Yes. She is. Yeah, of course. Send her right in. Hello, Ashley.
Hello, TJ.
Kind of surprised to see you here.
What in the hell have you been telling Rena?
About what? Excuse me. Yes. No, I've got it here. Okay, I'll bring it right over. You'll have to excuse me. I've got to take care of this right away.
I need to talk to you.
Please don't go. I'd like to talk to you, too.
I'll wait.
Good. I'll be back as soon as I can.
Hey there, little lady.
Hello, Bo.
Where's that big brother of yours?
He went over to my Aunt Maggie's.
Oh, don't tell me he finally let you out of his sight for a few minutes.
Now, what's that supposed to mean?
Well, he made it pretty clear to me the other day that he kind of watches out for you. Make sure that you only talk to the right people.
He cares about who I associate with, if that's what you mean. I don't mind.
Don't you now?
No.
Well, I'll tell you, it seems to me that you're big enough now to see and talk to anybody that you please. Oh, I see you got my song here. What'd you think of it?
I've been meaning to return it to you.
Return it? How come?
Well, I don't really think it's for me, Bo.
That brother of yours have anything to do with that decision?
No. I think I can decide on my own what's right for me.
Well, I'll tell you, if you don't like this song, I got a lot of other songs. You stop by the motel room sometime, I'll show them to you.
Thank you, Bo, but I don't think I really need any new songs right now.
Oh, that's too bad. I kind of thought you and I would work together real well. Well, if you ever change your mind, you let me know.
I'll do that. Tell me something, Bo.
Anything, doll?
Do you have much luck selling your songs down in Nashville?
Oh, I did all right. Got a couple of my songs recorded.
Oh. Did Ruby do that for you? Help you sell those songs?
No, I did that on my own. I've got a few contacts of my own in Nashville.
Oh, yes, I'm sure you do. Well, did Ruby manage you in Nashville?
That she did.
How did you and Ruby meet?
Well, I'll tell you, that's a long story, doll.
We met through friends.
Hello, Ruby.
I want to see you in my office, Bo. Right now.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm a little tied up right now, Pumpkin. Ain't that right, doll?
I think I'll go back to the kitchen and see if Wang has anything to eat. Thanks for letting me look at your song, Bo.
Anytime, doll.
I'll have the papers made out and send them to you. Thank you.
Sounds like you made a good deal.
Well, the price was up, so I sold. But I'm a long way from the financial package I need to buy out Iris and Dennis.
Oh, you're going to do it. It'll be the best thing for World Oil, too.
I wish you'd come back.
As president?
Yep.
Thanks, but no thanks.
Reconsider, will you? You were an excellent president. You do have vested interest in this company.
Well, I'm not too worried about my 1/3 interest in the company, not as long as you're chairman. No, I'm glad I made the decision to get back to law. I'm a lawyer. I'm not a businessman. I really enjoy being legal counsel of the firm.
I'd rather you were president. However, since Stryker's away so much of the time, I'm glad we have the benefit of your services as legal counsel.
Well, isn't TJ doing a good job?
Oh, sure, but he isn't you. Think it over, will you?
I have. The answer's still no.
Okay. Yes. Oh, which bank? Here we go again. Maybe this time I'll make a deal.
Where's Bo?
Don't know. I didn't ask.
Okay. What is it, Ruby?
Hello, Elena.
Hi, Lacey. What are you doing here?
I'm looking for Ricky. Hello, Ruby.
Hi, Lacey. Why aren't you over at the studio?
I took the day off.
What do you want with Ricky?
I thought he might like to go flying a little later.
Well, I'm sorry you wasted your trip all the way here because Ricky's not around.
Ricky went over to my Aunt Maggie's, Lacey. He should be back in a little while.
Ricky doesn't have time to go flying.
I'll wait and hear from Ricky.
Suit yourself. Oh, Elena, when Ricky comes in, will you tell him I want to see him in my office?
Sure. Don't let Ruby get to you, Lacey.
Oh, I don't. I find her kind of amusing.
I wish I could say the same.
Ah, she's harmless.
No, she's not. She would do anything to hang on to Ricky.
You think so?
I know so.
Does Ricky know about Ruby and Bo?
Now, what do you know about them?
Well, only that he seems to hang around her a lot. I've seen them together at KVIK and here, too. How serious do you think Ricky is about Ruby?
Well, that's something you should ask him. But from what I can see, I don't think he's very serious about her at all. Hey, Ricky.
Hey, Lacey.
Hi.
How are you?
Well, I think I better be going.
Where are you going?
I'm going to talk to Ryan Connor about Joe's defense. Oh, listen. Ruby wanted to talk to you in her office.
Thanks. So, how'd you get away from the studio today?
I told them I needed the day off.
Man, they let you, huh?
I worked all weekend on the Phil Roberts show. So I told them that if they didn't give me some time off, they were going to have to put me away in a loony bin.
Did pretty bad, huh?
Well, it was wearing me out.
So, you decided to spend your day off at the Coop?
No. I had another reason for coming.
Yeah, what's that?
How about us going flying?
I don't think so, Lacey.
How about another time?
I don't think there's going to be another time.
What do you mean?
Well, I think maybe we should break this off.
Why?
Well, it's beginning to complicate things.
For Ruby?
Well, Ruby's part of the problem.
But Elena told me that you weren't that interested in Ruby.
Elena's not me. Elena's not living with Ruby. Look, Lacey, you're really a nice girl, and well, I just don't think that there's any future in our seeing each other right now. I like you a lot, but I'm very close to Ruby, and I hope you understand.
Sure. Guess I better be going now. See you at the studio.
Okay.
Bye.
Sorry to keep you waiting. I had to get that taken care of. Now, what were you saying before we were interrupted?
I want to know exactly what you've told Rena.
About what?
Don't play that game with me, TJ. You know what I'm talking about. What are you smiling at?
Seems to me I recall a conversation we had not too long ago where you told me in no uncertain terms to stay out of your life.
Still want you to stay out of my life.
And here you are.
Well, that's because you've been running your mouth to Rena, and I need to know what about.
I haven't said a thing to Rena.
That won't wash, TJ. Not after the little visit that she paid me and Justin.
Oh?
Oh, yeah. She was all sweetness and light. You wouldn't have even recognized her. She's especially not that way to me and Justin.
Well, maybe there was a good reason.
I don't buy that act. She told us that she was going to lay off of us because of something you said.
Something that I said? Actually, the only thing I told Rena was to leave you and Justin alone and concentrate on her own job. Now, that's what you wanted, isn't it?
Of course it's what I want.
Well, then, if that's what she said.
It's what she said, but it's what she didn't say that bothered me.
What do you mean?
She knows something, TJ. I can tell. And she's gonna do something.
What do you think she knows?
That's what I want you to tell me. She made a big point of bringing up your name.
I'm sorry, Ashley. I don't know any more than what I've told you.
Well, then why is she acting like that?
Look, Ashley, she doesn't know anything. She was just trying to get a response from you. And by the looks of it, she succeeded.
She makes me sick. It's not funny.
I'm sorry, Ashley. I wish there was something I could do.
There is.
What?
Don't you ever mention my name to anybody. Do you understand? You've caused enough trouble.
I haven't mentioned it, Ashley, and I won't.
Good. Because I don't need you fouling up things between me and Justin.
Ashley. I really want to make things up between us.
Leave it alone, TJ.
Well, buddy, about time you came to see me.
That's so.
What took you so long?
Well, I thought it was smart if I stayed away for a while.
Why is that?
Well, if I came to see you any sooner, I might break every bone in your body, Bubba.
Grant and I already went through these. He approved them all, so there shouldn't be any problem.
Grant's really worked into the company smoothly, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's going to be real good for World Oil. Got a lot of good plans. And once he puts together the money to buy Dennis and Iris out, then he'll have the power to put all those plans into effect.
Think he'll be able to do it? Buy the stock?
Absolutely.
What about you? What are your plans? Are you going to come back as president of the company?
Oh, no. That's funny. Grant asked me that same question earlier.
And you told him you weren't interested?
That's right. I want to stick with my decision to get back into practicing law.
Kind of surprises me.
Why is that?
You did very well at World Oil. You're a damn good executive.
Thanks, but I'm a much better lawyer. Besides, I didn't like the hours or the pressure. This way I'm going to be able to enjoy my life out of the ranch with Ginny and Steve.
That must have been kind of tough on you. You and Grant having to cough up $5 million knowing it was going to Justin?
Yeah, it wasn't easy, but we just didn't have any choice. Anyway, now Ginny and Steve and I are going to have our own home.
Does Grant have any idea who's going to take your place as president?
Not yet.
Hello, Miss Kate.
Oh, hello, Lurleen. You want a bowl of soup? It needs a bit more salt.
No, thank you, ma'am. I ate a bit of lunch before I left the village.
Oh, that's right. Today you were job hunting. How'd it go?
Not too good. I went to practically every place in Marshall Village again, and no one has an opening.
You're not giving up, are you?
Oh, no, Miss Kate. I'm just tired right now. I know something will turn up sooner or later. I just have to have a job. Now, I'm still thinking about getting a paper from Houston and seeing if there's anything there.
Are you sure you don't want a bowl of soup? It's ready.
I'm sure.
Well, you let me know if you change your mind. Lurleen, do you really think you want to work in Houston? You know, that'd be a long drive every day. Is that really what you want to do?
I'd be willing if the job were interesting. But most of the jobs I'd like to have, you have to have a college education.
Now, Lurleen, you know I'm more than willing to lend you the money so you can go back to college.
I couldn't let you do that, Miss Kate. You've done enough already. Besides, when I get that degree, I want to know that I did it all on my own.
Well, that's admirable. But it's not very realistic. Honey, you know you don't have a lot of money right now.
I know. But this is something I really want to work out on my own, Miss Kate. I hope you understand that.
Sure I do.
You know, there's something else that I've been meaning to talk to you about.
Well, what is it, honey?
I've been thinking that it's about time that I moved back up to my granddaddy's.
Well, Lurleen, I don't think that's a good idea at all. You know how he was before you left there.
Well, I know. But I'm really worried about him. I don't think he should be there by himself. You know, if I were home, I really think I could try to keep his drinking down some.
Have you heard from him lately?
Well, sort of.
Sort of?
Well, I heard that he was picked up again yesterday for starting a fight at Burley's barbecue.
Now, that's what I was talking about. Honey, I don't think you should go back there.
But that probably wouldn't have happened if I'd been at home.
Well, living there before never stopped him.
Maybe not. But it didn't happen as much. Well, Miss Kate, I don't want you to think that I don't appreciate everything you've done for me. Because I do. But I think it's time that I stood on my own 2 feet again. Besides, now that it looks like Bubba's gonna get what's coming to him, I really feel like I have to go home again. It'll be safe. Honest.
Break all my bones. Is that any way to talk to a poor old fella in a hospital bed?
I still have half a mind to break your neck for what you did to Lurleen.
I didn't do nothing.
Not that you didn't try, Bubba.
Justin, I don't know what kind of crazy talk that girl's been telling everybody, but the truth is I went down to the ranch looking for you, and then for some reason she come up and whomp, she hit me with a vase and pushed me right down the stairs.
You think I'm going to swallow that? No, you just went a little too far this time, Bubba. I'm going to make sure you spend a lot of years in prison.
You know, buddy, I don't think that Lurleen's the real reason you want me put away.
What's that supposed to mean?
I think you know. The reason is I know a little too much about your slant drilling operation. Ain't that closer to the truth?
Are you threatening me, Bubba? Because those threats are not going to hold up. Seeing as how I think you're as involved as I am in this, maybe even more.
I ain't threatening you. Heck, I got a thick head, but I'm not stupid enough to threaten a man from a hospital bed.
Yeah. Well, you'll be threatening me from prison from now on, because I'm going to see that you're put away.
I want to thank you for coming by to cheer me up.
Well, I just wanted you to know what you're in for, Bubba.
Well, thank you for the kind words. Oh, well, just one thing before you go, Justin. I see by the paper that you've getting a new office for your oil business.
Yeah. What's it to you?
Nothing. I just want to wish you luck.
You, sign this paper, Bubba.
What is it?
It releases you from any further relationship with me forever.
Well, you can take this paper and do funny things with it. And when I get out of here, you and that pretty little filly you're married to better watch out.
Wait a minute. The collateral that I'm offering is worth more than the loan. Well, you're not going to lose any money by this deal. All right. Sorry that's the way you feel about it. Fine. Thank you for your time.
I thought you ought to see these, Grant.
Yeah.
I had a little talk with Ryan a while ago.
Oh?
He tells me he's not coming back as president of World Oil.
Yeah, that's what he told me, too.
So you're still looking for a new president?
That's right.
I think I know someone who's perfect for the job.
Who?
Me.
You?
I'm qualified for the job. I'd like to have a shot at it.
Well, I never thought
Now,
that.
I didn't come here looking for an answer right away. I'd just like you to think about it. I've been doing a damn good job here at this company.
Well, nobody will argue that.
Well, as president, I'll make an even bigger contribution.
TJ, I never knew you had that much ambition.
You know what they say about opportunity knocking. Think about it.
All right, TJ. I'll think about it.
Thanks, Ray.
Hi, babe.
Hello. You home early?
Yeah, I had to come out here to do some work today.
Did you get to see Bubba?
Sure did.
And?
Well, I just told him he was going to be spending a lot of time in prison from now on.
I sure hope so. He doesn't even deserve to be out on the streets.
Say, I thought you were going into work today.
Well, I did. But it was so noisy that I couldn't get any work done, so I brought it out here.
How's it looking?
Too good.
Now, you're not going to get at me for spending so much money in the office again, are you? I really did come up with the money, didn't I?
It's a good thing you had this ranch. Lord knows what you would have done if you hadn't had this ranch.
I would have come up with the money one way or the other, thank you.
Oh, now that's what I want to avoid from now on. This one way or another situation.
You really do worry your pretty little head about it, don't you, Donna?
I hate it when you say that.
Oh.
I have a good reason, you know.
All right. Let's not get into that again. What's this?
Well, I'm filling out some extra invitations to the party, people I forgot.
You're going to send one to Rena?
Why would I do that?
Send her one, Ashley. You know she's going to be there. She's already been invited.
Well, why are you so anxious for her to come?
I don't know. I just want to show her how much class we've got. I want to show her that we can keep our competition on a business-like level. Keep our personal differences out of the way. I mean, that's what she said yesterday, and I'm inclined to agree with her.
I know that's what she said. And I don't believe that for 1 minute.
TJ, here are the papers you were asking for.
Rena,
Yes?
I want to talk to you.
Business or personal?
Oh, maybe a little bit of both.
All right.
What are you up to?
Now, what is that supposed to mean?
I'm talking about Justin and Ashley Marshall.
Oh, them.
Well?
Hi, Dad.
Oh, Lacey, what are you doing here this afternoon? I thought you were out flying with Ricky.
He had other plans.
It's too bad.
Not interrupting, am I?
No. You know, you're always welcome here.
Thanks.
I'm sorry. Of course I'm happy to see you. I needed to see a bright and very pretty face in this office this afternoon.
I'm real glad you didn't say cheerful. Because right now,
What's the matter, Lacey? This thing with Ricky isn't working out?
I guess there really isn't anything to work out. We're just friends, Dad.
Well, at one time it was rather special friends, as I recall.
I thought so.
Come on, let's go over here, sit down and talk it over.
Really isn't anything to talk over.
Well, of course there is. You got something on your mind? I'd like to hear what it is.
There are a lot of things.
Ricky?
Partially.
Your job? Everything's going all right at KVIK, isn't it?
That's been on my mind, too.
Trouble's there, too, huh?
Not really.
Well, would you like a job here? I can use all the help I can get.
You don't need my help.
Oh, I'm not so sure. You know, my background is in banking, not oil.
You should talk to Brett and Mark about that, not me. They know about those things.
Now, you listen to me, young lady. Don't you downgrade yourself. I've been talking to Vicki Bellman about your work at KVIK, and she's got nothing but good things to say about it.
But I do work hard.
Well, what do you say? You want to work here?
I don't know. Just got a lot of things to think over before I make any changes.
This thing with Ricky, is that what's got you so down?
No. Oh, I'm sorry, Dad. I didn't mean to come here and mope around and feel sorry for myself. Got enough problems without me coming in here and unloading mine on you.
What do you think fathers are for?
Oh, thank you, Dad. I'll let you get back to what you're doing. I'll see you when you come home, okay?
All right.
Hey! Well, I'm glad to see you so bright and cheerful. Can I get you anything?
No, thanks.
Well, listen, I went to see Ryan Connor about a lawyer for Joe.
Yeah, I know. You told me already.
Yeah, but he's got one.
Good.
And he's a good one, at least that's what Ryan says. His name is, Alan Stimson. Did you ever hear of him when you were working in the sheriff's office?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, Ryan says he's one of the best criminal lawyers in the state.
Yeah, he is. He's got a real good reputation.
You still upset with me because I'm trying to help Joe?
Let's not get into that again.
Ricky, Joe killed Chris Shaw in defense, in self-defense. You gotta remember that. And Peter Parnell is trying to frame him for Bernie's murder.
Elena, I don't want to talk about Joe.
Okay.
What did you say to Lacey this morning?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, you do. You told her that you didn't think that it was serious between me and Ruby.
I only told her what I thought.
Elena, it's not fair to Lacey to encourage her in my direction.
Ricky, I wasn't encouraging her. I only told her I didn't think you were very serious about Ruby.
You have no right to say something like that.
Why? Look, I thought it was true, Ricky. And if it isn't, it should be. You're too smart to be taken in by somebody like Ruby.
Well, that's between me and Ruby.
Yeah, but Ruby and Bo...
I'm gonna take care of Bo.
Ricky, you're my brother. And I love you. I don't want to see you get hurt.
Hey, I'm sorry if I snapped at you.
I just want what's best for you.
I want what's best for you, too.
Looking for something, Pumpkin? Wouldn't be a letter now, would it?
I didn't hear you come in.
I know you didn't. Did you really think that I'd be so stupid as to leave that letter lying around someplace where you could get your sticky little fingers on it?
I wasn't looking for any letter, Bo. I just dropped it near him when I was here. That's all.
Oh, really? And you thought you were going to find it underneath the mattress? Come off it, Ruby. You played me for a fool once before when you walked out on me on Nashville. You're not going to do it again.
Finished.
You better be nice to me, little lady. If you don't want to see this end up in print. I like things this way. I've got something you want. You've got something I want. Makes kind of a fair exchange, now, don't you think?
What makes you think I'm up to something with Justin and Ashley?
Why don't you answer my question?
Because, frankly, your interest is beginning to make me wonder whether this conversation is business or personal on your part.
You've been poking your nose around Justin's offices.
We've already talked about that, TJ. In fact, I followed your advice and I went over there to bury the hatchet.
In whom?
TJ, I only went over there to be friends with Justin and Ashley.
Of course. You know, I don't know why exactly, Rena, but you do seem to have a fixation on upsetting Ashley, don't you?
I'm not the only one who seems to have a fixation on Ashley.
Rena, I've told you before, Ashley and I barely know each other.
And I'm supposed to believe that? Oh, come on, TJ. Why the sudden concern? Well, I'm not going to try to question anything that's going on between you and Ashley because, frankly, I am not interested.
There is nothing going on between Ashley and me.
You see, I have more important things to concern myself with than trying to dig into your little secrets, so if you'll excuse me, I have some work to do.
You're way off base, Rena.
Whatever you say.
Hello, Iris.
You off to work?
Yes, but first I'm going by the Bellmans. I want to talk to them about business.
Oh, poor dear. You have hardly had a moment's rest lately. What with running World Oil practically single-handedly.
Well, hardly single-handedly. It's been hectic, but it's a challenge, and I love a challenge.
Oh, so did Alex. He'd be so proud of you and grateful, as I am.
What are you up to?
Oh, I phoned several foundations the other day and asked them to explain their organizations.
Weren't they helpful?
Well, at first they were rather dubious.
Why?
Perhaps they thought my questions idle curiosity and didn't want to take the time.
Well, I can understand that.
But once I explained myself and my position, they were quite helpful, and several of them sent me their brochures.
Well, you have quite a bit of reading to do, don't you?
Oh, they're not very detailed, really, but they will give me an idea of what kind of questions I should ask when I meet with them.
This is a wonderful thing you're doing, Iris.
Want some coffee?
No, thanks. Kind of surprised you didn't stop by the motel room this morning.
I doubt you're surprised at all.
Oh, you're right about that, Pumpkin. Seems to me the only time you want to visit my motel room is when I'm not there.
I'm not in the mood for your sarcasm this morning, Bo, so cut it.
And I'm not too happy about your going through my room, either. You're lucky I didn't have you arrested for breaking and entering. But then that wouldn't look too good now, would it? Man having his own wife arrested. What's the matter? You afraid Ricky might hear me?
Ricky's at his flying lesson.
Oh, with Miss Lacey Wheeler?
No, with his flying instructor.
No, I didn't realize that you were so anxious to get your hands on this letter, huh?
Put that away.
Oh, don't worry. Ain't nobody gonna see this letter. Unless, of course, I want them to. Maybe I ought to refresh your memory as to what's in this letter. Dear Mr. Editor, regarding the candidacy of Mr. Stryker Bellman...
Oh, stop it!
Yes, indeed. I think Mr. Stryker Bellman might be real interested in seeing what's in this letter, now don't you?
And then I have a meeting with Ruby Wright today about some of her ideas for the new show for Billy Joe.
Made a decision yet?
Pretty much.
What is it?
I'm going to give him a show.
Good.
You know, Billy Joe is very popular, honey, and I think with the right showcase, he'll succeed.
You told Ruby yet?
No.
Why not?
I'm going to let her sweat it out a little. It'll do her good. Oh, don't misunderstand me. I do like her. She's got spunk. But I want her to know her place in my organization.
Being kind of tough there, aren't you, kid?
Well.
Hi, Mama.
Good morning, sweetheart.
Hi, honey. Getting ready to go to work?
Almost. Got a few errands to run first.
I'd like to talk to you before you take off.
Sure. What's up?
I think your father wants to have a little heart-to-heart talk with you.
About what?
I want you to open your eyes and see how much you need T.J. Canfield.
Hello?
Hello there.
Well, I came by to see how business is.
I had a pretty good morning. I sold 2 evening dresses and a formal gown.
Whoa.
Very impressive.
Thank you, I think so.
What is the young lady that works for you? Is it Billy Joe's wife?
Oh, ex-wife.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Was she off today?
No, she's just gone to lunch.
Oh.
Checking on her little baby boy. Justin, I hope you didn't come for Ashley's outfit. I told her that it wasn't going to be ready until tomorrow.
Oh, no. Paige, that's not the reason I came. I came by to thank you for opening up to Ashley yesterday. It meant a lot to her.
Good. I'm glad. I like her a lot, Just. I think we're going to be good friends.
Well, I'm glad about that. Well, she doesn't have many good friends these days.
Why not?
Well, she's only been in Houston for a while. To tell you the truth, Rena Decker hasn't made things easier.
What does Rena have to do with this?
Rena took an instant dislike to Ashley. Maybe it's because I'm married to her, but Rena has turned a lot of people against her.
I'm sorry to hear that. I didn't know that. Rena isn't one of my favorite people either.
I don't know why, but Rena has it in for all of the Marshalls these days. Except, of course, our dear grandmother.
Oh, and who could dislike her?
You know, I think Rena is galled with the success I'm having, starting up Marshall Oil again. Oh, which brings me to the other reason that I'm here, Paige.
And?
I want to extend an invitation to you to come to a party that I'm throwing on Friday. We're going to celebrate the opening of the new Marshall Oil office.
Oh, Just, that's wonderful.
And you can come.
Sure, you bet.
Great.
Wait a minute. Grandma isn't going to be there, is she?
Well, no, I don't think Grandma, she has it in for me these days because I sold my shares to the ranch.
You sold the ranch?
Yes, Paige, for $5 million. Actually, I have you to thank for that. If I didn't have your share, I wouldn't have much to sell.
The ranch isn't worth $5 million, Just.
It is. It is, Paige, with the mineral rights.
Oh. Well, why is it suddenly so important for Grandma to own the ranch?
Steve, the kid has been through a lot lately, and Grandma feels it's better for him to grow up on the ranch.
Which, of course, means that Ginny and Ryan will be living out there.
Well, the ranch would be a real battleground if we were all to live there. That's why I offered to sell my shares back to Grandma.
I must say I'm a little surprised, Justin.
Well, she was too. But she jumped at the chance.
I suppose she wanted you to give her your shares out of the goodness of your heart, too.
Well, none of the money is coming out of Grandma's pocket. World Oil is buying the mineral rights to the ranch from her for $5 million.
Oh, I see.
It's a bargain for World Oil. I hope, Paige, that you're not upset with my selling the ranch.
Oh, no. I sold you my shares, didn't I?
Yeah.
I guess I just thought that the ranch with the family name tied to it meant a little more to you than that.
Marshall Oil will carry on the family name. And my son will take my place one day.
Well, I'm very happy for you, Justin.
I'm very happy you've got this place, Paige. We've got to be close again. We have to stick together.
Yeah. Like brothers and sisters should, huh?
What do you expect to gain by holding on to that letter?
Oh, as much as I can, Pumpkin.
Exactly what do you have in mind?
Well, let's just call this here letter my insurance policy.
Insurance.
Mm-hmm. Make sure you do right by me.
Well, I have been doing as much as I can to get you going.
Yeah, but you've been having not very many results now, have you?
I tried to get you a job on the Phil Roberts show.
Yeah, well, you're not trying hard enough. I want results.
Yeah, well, you messed the whole thing up by trying to poison my brother.
Oh, come on. The pills that we gave him only hurt him a little bit.
Yeah, and caused him a lot of pain.
Yeah, well, the whole plan would have worked if we'd been able to pin that thing on Phil Roberts, but you didn't give us enough time.
It wouldn't have worked, Bo. Phil Roberts was too smart.
Oh, it's over and done with. We just get off it. My little Pumpkin here. She took the rap for it, too.
Be grateful I did. At least I kept your name out of it.
Now, being grateful don't pay bills.
Just give me a little more time.
All right, now I'll tell you what you do, Pumpkin. When you get Billy Joe that show of his, I want you to talk to him and make a deal.
Billy Joe doesn't have the show yet, Bo.
Oh, but he will. I know you're going to take care of that. And I want a big job with a big title and lots of pay. Yeah, I'd like that. Do it now, you hear?
T.J. Canfield. I'm hearing an awful lot about him lately.
Well, I've got to get to the station. I will see you all later.
Bye-bye.
Bye, honey.
Bye, Mama.
Bye, sweetheart. You have a good day.
Mm-hmm. Now, Daddy, what is this all about?
Rena, you've been downright unfriendly to him.
I'm not crazy about him.
What do you mean by that?
I mean that he's lacking in sensitivity and he's arrogant. He also lectures too much for my taste.
Confident men often strike people that way.
It's not confidence that bothers me. I just don't like arrogance and to be lectured.
He's a valued man in my law firm.
You and I disagree on that issue, Daddy.
I wish you'd try to get along with him.
Why?
World Oil needs TJ. Justin is in business. He's got a $5 million stake. He knows more than the competition should.
That much I'm aware of.
Justin snatched those ace-high filling stations right out from under the nose of World Oil. If he plays his cards right, hell, he knows all the oil leases World Oil wants. He's dangerous competition.
He won't get any leases from World Oil if I have anything to do with it.
He's going to try, and he's going to bird dog any new leases that come up.
Oh, Daddy, every hotshot oil business is trying to beat World Oil to new leases.
I realize that. And there's one man in Houston can beat Justin or anyone else to those leases.
T.J. Canfield.
That's right. And if you want to stay on top of your job, you'll listen to him.
You'd be surprised what I could do without T.J.
Rena, you're in charge of the production division. You have to work with the man. Use him to your advantage. Don't make life miserable for him.
Do you think I would make life miserable for T.J.?
You can do that with both hands tied behind your back.
Only if I wanted to.
Be civil to him. Business-like. What's it going to cost you?
All right. I'm being nice to Justin and Ashley, so I might as well include T.J. in the group.
Good girl.
I'm glad you're behind me in this, Grant.
Well, why not? The foundation's a terrific idea, and you're going to make it a reality.
When I first brought it up, I think you were rather skeptical.
Oh, I wasn't. I'm sorry if I gave you that impression.
Good.
Iris, this is a whole fresh start for me. Going into the oil business after being in banking so long is a fresh start for you. I think it's good for the both of us.
I agree.
And this foundation is a wonderful memorial to Alex.
Oh, I feel the same.
I think he'd be kind of proud of you.
I miss him so much.
Well, I miss him too.
Only one thing is stopping me from leaving Houston with a full heart.
Dennis?
I'm worried about him.
He's a lot better since he left the hospital.
I know, but he's still looking for a direction in life. If Alex were alive, he'd be able to help Dennis so much more than I can. Poor Dennis. He never really got to know Alex, and Alex was his father.
Let him have his head, Iris. He'll find his way.
It's so hard. Dennis is all I have. There must be something I can do to help him.
Oh, I'm sorry I took so long, Dennis. I had to get my notes on the orphanage story to the producer before they did the final cut.
Dad, you don't have to apologize. I mean, I've been around the studio long enough to know it's always last minute to deadline.
It is curious you think we would come up with a better system.
Well, I don't think there is a better system in the news business.
Well, I suppose not. Well, where would you like to go for lunch?
Well, I have a craving for Mexican food.
Oh. Well, I told Paige that I might stop by the boutique this afternoon to see how things are going.
Well, there's a Mexican restaurant in the Galleria. Why don't we go there?
Perfect. Dennis.
Yeah?
Are you still determined to leave Houston?
Yes, I am.
I hope you know how much I'm going to miss you.
Well, I'm going to miss you too, Dad. It's something I have to do.
I understand. But I don't think you should leave without a plan.
I agree. I've been giving it a lot of thought.
And?
But, I haven't come up with anything.
Well, you have a good education. You have experience outside broadcasting.
The jack of all trades.
Well, you've been in art and engineering. You could try your hand at one of those things again.
Well, I'd like to stay in television journalism.
Well, you're good at it.
Oh, it's what I enjoy most.
Well, let's go to lunch, talk about it some more.
Good idea.
What time are we supposed to go over to Justin Marshall's office?
He's coming here. I purposely made the meeting later so I could talk to Vicki Bellman first.
Well, maybe you should have settled with Justin first. I'm not so sure that Vicki Bellman's going to give me my own show.
You worry too much.
You don't worry enough.
What's the good in worrying? Look, Vicki Bellman is going to be a piece of cake. Then after we settle with her, we can deal with Justin from a position of strength.
You really think she's going to do it, don't you?
She can't afford not to. Your name is becoming a household word all over the Southwest. Well, that's why Justin wants you.
Well, I still feel like we're playing both ends against the middle.
It's called good business.
Ruby, what's it called if it doesn't work out?
It's gonna work out. I think the biggest problem we're gonna have is after Mrs. Bellman gives us the go-ahead. You know, finding the producers and the staff.
Well, let's just worry about that after the deal's made, huh?
We're not gonna have time. I think we really should start thinking about the production staff right now.
Well, the only people I know are the ones at the station.
I think Bo used to work on some local program in Nashville. He was a assistant producer, something like that.
Bo?
Yeah. That's what he was doing when I met him.
I never figured Bo for that kind of work.
I remember now. He was the assistant producer on the Afternoon Country Western Hour. Of course, Bo might not be the person we need, but then again, good people are hard to find.
You were right the first time. We don't need Bo.
Let me think about it. I'm sorry if you think I'm pressuring you, Mrs. Bellman, but Billy Joe insisted that I come and talk to you.
All right, Ruby. You can tell Billy Joe that he's going to get a show of his own.
Oh, Mrs. Bellman, that's great.
I must separate Phil Roberts and Billy Joe. They mix like oil and water.
I think that's the best idea.
And giving Billy Joe his own show should settle that problem once and for all.
Billy Joe is going to be thrilled when he hears this, Mrs. Bellman. Believe me, I think you're making the right decision.
I'm happy to know I have your confidence.
Well, what time slot are you considering putting Billy Joe in?
I'll discuss that with my program manager.
Oh, I didn't mean to be pushy or anything, Mrs. Bellman. I was just asking for Billy Joe, you know.
Well, is there anything else you want to ask me, Ruby? To tell Billy Joe?
Well, yes. There is one other little thing.
Yes?
Well, last week you mentioned the staffing of the show.
The station hires the staff.
Oh, I understand that. And I think that's the way it should be. You'll probably choose the producer yourself.
That goes without saying. Mm-hmm. What are you getting at, Ruby?
Well, what we were wondering, Billy Joe and I, was whether we could pick the assistant producer.
Well, Ruby, I had no idea you had ambitions in that direction.
Oh, no, it's not for me. See, this was a request that Billy Joe made for a friend of his.
Experience is much more important than friendship. An assistant producer has a great many responsibilities.
Well, this person has experience. And Billy Joe said that this might be one way that we could have some input into the production of the show.
I see. Well, that seems like a fair request. I don't see any reason it can't be arranged.
Yes, Stryker, I want to talk to you before you left for San Antone tomorrow.
Important?
Yeah, there's something I want to discuss with you.
I'll see you
Barb?
this evening, Daddy. Oh, hello, Grant.
Hi, Rena. Are you in a hurry to get somewhere?
Not in a big rush. I'm on my way to see Iris.
Well, then, if you've got a moment, this does concern you as well.
Of course.
You want some more coffee, honey?
No, thank you, Daddy.
Sit down.
Well, now, what I wanted to discuss with you was T.J. Canfield.
I don't believe it.
Rena and I were just talking about TJ and how important he is to World Oil.
Well, he is important to the company.
Are you two TJ's Mutual Admiration Society?
What I wanted to ask you was your opinion about making T.J. president of World Oil.
President?
Yeah.
What about Ryan?
Well, he's already turned it down.
That was before, Grant. That was because of that mess with Justin.
No, I discussed it with him yesterday. He said no, and that's final.
Oh.
What made you think of TJ?
Well, he brought it up. He asked to be considered.
Now, what do you think of them apples, Daddy?
Huh. I knew TJ was ambitious. President.
It would be crazy.
Why?
Because I don't think it would be a very wise move, Grant. He doesn't have the qualifications.
What do you think, Stryker?
I agree with Rena. I think he's better off right where he is. I don't think he has managerial experience.
Well, I thank you both for your opinions. As you know, finding a president is #1 on my priority.
If that's all, I think I'll be going.
I'll see you at the office.
All right. Bye, Daddy.
Stryker, what's Rena got against TJ?
You know, when I was a young man, there was a lady reacted the same way to me that she reacts to TJ. Hated my guts.
What happened?
I married her.
Well, it's nice of you to drop by here, Justin.
Well, I would have had you over to my offices, but they're not even finished yet.
One thing I was wondering about, our little talk we had the other day.
Go ahead and ask.
Well, being spokesman for your chain of gas stations, now, what exactly will that mean?
Well, spokesman is a term that covers a lot of territory. Actually, you'd be a symbol for the ASI service stations. Travel all over the country making personal appearances. Posters with your pictures in them would be displayed prominently in all the gas stations. Things like that. And you do commercials, Billy Joe.
Well, how much of my time is this whole thing going to take up?
Well, now, that's a detail that would have to be negotiated later.
I just have one question, Mr. Marshall.
No. Justin, please.
Justin. Exactly how big is this chain of gas stations?
They cover the Southwest. That's why we have to project the image of the friendly Southwest gas station. Each one neighborly, each one personally concerned about the needs of its customers.
And that's why you want me.
Well, you epitomize that type of man that we need. The friendly, bright, spunky, the kind of guy that people want to do business with, Billy Joe.
Is that the way I strike you, Ruby?
Ever since I was a baby.
Well, any more questions, Billy Joe?
Well, no, not that I know of. Not right now, at least.
I'll catch up with you later, Billy Joe.
Alrighty.
Justin and I just have to iron out the final details.
Coming over.
Well, I was going to drop by anyway.
Any particular reason?
Because I like you. How are things for the foundation coming along?
These are some of the brochures the foundations have sent me.
Oh, very interesting. It's fantastic.
I've been doing a lot of research. Setting up this foundation isn't going to be easy.
Yeah, well, you'll do it.
I'm not so sure.
Grant will help.
Grant has already helped. He put me in touch with a lawyer who specializes in such matters, but Grant isn't going to New York with me. I could really use help on a permanent basis.
I have a feeling I know where this is headed.
I think you're the most natural choice to help.
Now, Mom...
Then the foundation would really be a family affair.
Look, Mom, I'm very proud of what you're doing. But I'm the wrong man for the job.
You're Alex's son.
Let me put this another
Look,
way.
don't answer now.
Why not?
Give it some thought before coming to a final decision.
The answer is no.
Please.
Look, I meant what I said about standing on my own 2 feet, Mom. That's something you're going to have to understand. But I do love you. That's for sure.
What are the details we're going to iron out, Ruby?
Well, why don't we get the most important one out of the way first?
Which is?
Money.
I like that. Yeah. You really know what is important, don't you?
Oh, I believe in putting all the cards right out on the table.
Well, I'm willing to match any deal Vicky Bellman offers.
Well, the talk around KVIK is that you're not one of Vicky Bellman's favorite people.
Business is business. Personal feelings have nothing to do with business. Vicky Bellman is far above that.
Let's not kid ourselves, Justin. When Vicky Bellman finds out that Billy Joe is signing with you, she's going to be one unhappy lady.
Oh, no. Ruby, you're not forgetting that my offer is contingent on Billy Joe signing with Vicky first.
I realize that.
And that you agreed not to mention this to anyone until after the deal is signed.
That's right, and I'm willing to abide by the laws of our agreement. But once Vicky Bellman does find out, she's going to exert some pressure on Billy Joe. Now, I think my brother should be compensated for that pressure.
How much compensation, Ruby?
Up the deal by half.
Damn, you're wonderful.
Billy Joe's worth it.
If he is, it's because of you. I love it.
I'm just a little farm girl from Waco trying to help out my brother.
I love it.
One thing we did learn in Waco was get the best deal you can.
Your pistol, Ruby.
How about it?
Negotiating with you is going to be a kick. All right. I'll offer Billy Joe half again what Vicky offers him.
It's a deal.
3-year contract.
3 years?
Well, you don't expect me to make an investment like this with no guarantee, do you, Ruby?
I see your point.
Agreed?
All right. Agreed. Now, about these other details.
Let's have a drink. Get friendly, Ruby.
Yes, Mrs. Whitfield, I'm certain that we'll have the new designs in by the beginning of next week, all right? And I will call you as soon as they come in, all right? Thank you for coming. Bye-bye. Ah,
Will they be ready by
I
then?
certainly hope so. She loves Michael's designs.
Well, you certainly had her charmed.
Why, thank you. Sometimes I'm afraid that this smile is going to freeze on my face.
Dennis and I just had lunch.
Oh, really? How's Dennis?
He's doing very well, thank you. Trying to decide what to do with his future.
I hope he finds something that makes him happy, Elliot.
I know you do.
He deserves that much.
Your future certainly seems very bright.
Things couldn't be better.
And soon you'll be opening a whole chain of boutiques all across the country.
No, I don't really think so. Say, how'd you like to go to a party with me? My brother's opening up his new offices.
I didn't realize that you and Justin were on such good terms.
I want Justin and I to be closer again, you know. The way that brothers and sisters should be.
I see.
I mean, after all, Justin is responsible for all of this. The money that he paid me for my share of the ranch made all of this possible.
Did you mention bringing me to your brother?
No, but I'm sure it'll be fine.
Well, I'm not so sure.
Why? I don't understand.
Well, Justin and I didn't exactly get along when we worked together at KVIK. All the business with Alex.
Everything. I doubt that he harbors warm feelings about me.
Elliot. That is all in the past. Haven't you let the past go?
Well, yes.
Well, then I'm sure Justin has too, so come on, come with me.
All right.
I'm sorry we couldn't get together sooner.
Oh, that's all right.
I kept calling you, but I just missed you all the time.
That is my fault. I have been extremely busy lately, setting up the foundation, trying to decide exactly what areas of research to go into. So many details.
Oh, Iris, I still can't believe you're leaving Houston. After all, I'm the one who brought you here in the first place.
Well, I am leaving.
Is it too late to ask you to reconsider?
My decision is irrevocable. The foundation will be rewarding work.
I'm sure it will be.
It will.
I just hope that you're being totally honest with yourself.
What do you mean?
Well, for instance, does Paige have anything to do with your leaving?
Oh, at first I did consider my little bout with Paige as a setback.
Your little bout, you were at each other's throats.
Oh, I don't know that I would put it that way.
Oh, whatever way you put it, you weren't exactly genteel with each other. It's okay, honey. I know what a thorn Paige was to you.
That seems so long ago. In any case, I'm above all of that now. I don't have any time for petty grievances or petty grudges. I have more important things to think about.
Have you talked to Dennis lately?
Yes. He's his old self again, Rena, really.
I'm glad to hear that.
I want him to come with me to create the foundation, but he's intent on being independent, and I've accepted that.
Dennis will be all right.
I'm sure he will be.
I still wish you weren't leaving.
I must do. But we'll keep in touch.
Oh, Iris, I have to tell you that I am not very good at corresponding, but I'll make a special effort for you.
One thing, Rena. Please iron out your differences with Ashley.
Why bring up Ashley?
I was a friend to both of you. And now that I'm leaving, it would be nice to know you're on better terms.
Well, then, you might be glad to hear that I'm going to the office warming party that Justin and Ashley are giving on Friday.
Oh, I am glad. I know you'll be in competition, but there's no reason it can't be friendly.
No reason at all. Well, darling, I have to go. I want to buy a new dress for Friday. I think I should look especially good for that occasion, don't you think?
Rena, are you by any chance up to something?
What could I be possibly up to?
No, it just seems to me that your attitude toward Ashley and Justin is a little too generous.
Maybe I'm learning something from you.
Did you see the footage on the orphanage story?
Yes, I did, and they used all your cuts.
Oh, good. I thought I was going to get an argument from the producer.
You didn't. But, Elliot, I was surprised to see your report on the air last night about Iris Wheeler starting a foundation in Alex's name.
Well, we talked about that story. It seemed like a good idea.
Not good enough for the late news.
Oh?
It's a worthwhile undertaking, but I don't think it was big enough for you to feature.
I understand what you're saying.
Good.
Iris asked Dennis to administer the foundation, but he declined.
I hear he was here earlier.
Yeah, he came by to meet me for lunch. He stopped by your office, but you were at a meeting.
I'm so sorry to be losing Dennis. He did a good job for us.
Well, I think he's sorry to be going, but I think he's doing the right thing.
I do, too. What is he planning to do?
He hasn't decided yet. We talked over lunch. I think he'd like to stay in broadcast journalism.
Well, he's capable. I remember the segments he worked on.
He did good work.
Yes, he has the capability of being an excellent newsman, just like his father.
Thank you. Well, I'm going to give him letters of introduction to everybody that I know, but most of the people I know are in the newspaper business.
Well, Elliot, perhaps I can help. I have network contacts.
I think Dennis would appreciate that.
may I help you?
Yes. Oh, hello, Paige. How are you?
Fine, Rena. I wasn't aware that you'd called for an appointment.
I didn't. Can you help me anyway?
Oh, sure.
Thank you. My, you have such a lovely place here, Paige.
Is that why you came here, Rena, to compliment me on my shop?
I came to buy a new dress for Justin's party.
The main reason for the loan, Mr. Kramer, is for the kickoff promotion of our A-Side station. Yes. Oh, we want to make a big splash with this. I have a certain television celebrity practically under contract. No, I absolutely cannot divulge his name at this time. But he will have his own TV show. Yes, he will be the star and the host of his own show. Oh, I can understand. I can understand you're wanting to wait for contract and verification, but I will have it in the next couple of days. Right. Oh, you're going to come in very handy, Billy Joe.
Well, I more or less set that deal today. Now it's just a matter of drawing up the contracts.
You happy with it?
Well, doesn't matter if I'm happy. It's what's best for the station.
I forgot to tell you, Grant stopped by this morning right after you left.
Oh, what do you want?
He wanted to discuss the difficulty he was having finding a president for World Oil.
Does he have any prospective candidates?
TJ wants to be considered.
TJ? Well, that surprises me. I didn't know he had any ambitions in that direction.
Surprised me, too, but Grant won my opinion and Rena's.
What'd you tell him?
I merely told him I had reservation, and I thought that TJ was better off right where he was.
I assume Rena had reservations as well.
Yes, she did.
That's to be expected.
I never knew TJ was so ambitious.
Honey, there's nothing wrong with ambition. I deal with it every day.
I take it you're talking about Billy Joe?
Oh, his sister Ruby's the ambitious one. That girl really goes after what she wants. She wants a clause in the contract allowing her to name the assistant producer for the new show.
Give it to her?
Yes, I did. She tried to convince me it was Billy Joe's idea, but I know better. That girl has a lot of things going.
Oh, hey, Billy Joe. Where's Ruby?
She'll be back in a minute.
How'd the show go today?
Okay.
Boy, I bet you can't wait to get a show of your own.
Now, where'd you hear about that?
Well, everybody knows about it. Ricky, Elena.
Yeah, well, it isn't official yet, so I'd be just as happy if everybody didn't talk about it.
Sure, no problem. Only, I know we're going to have a lot of fun with that show of yours.
We are. Now, what's that supposed to mean?
Oh, haven't you heard? I'm going to be the assistant producer on the show of yours. Ruby should have told you.
No, Ruby didn't tell me that.
Yeah, I got a few ideas of my own already, too.
Now, if it's all the same to you, I'd just as soon you held off on those ideas because the deal isn't set yet. And that deal might not include you.
Yeah, well, according to Ruby, it does. Isn't that right, Ruby?
What's the matter? What's going on?
Ruby, you've got no right to go around signing up people for my show without asking me.
I haven't signed anybody.
Oh, no? Well, you better straighten out your friend here because he's got in his head that you have.
Well, he's wrong.
He sure is wrong because this guy's not going to be on any show that I have anything to do with.
You probably just lost yourself a job because of that.
My letter here tells me I haven't.
How am I supposed to get Billy Joe to hire you now, Bo?
Well, that, my dear, is your problem.
Look, you better not say one word until this deal is finished. Letter or no letter, I'm not going to let you push me around.
I must admit I'm a little surprised you're here, Rena.
Well, this is one of the most fashionable boutiques in town now, isn't it?
I like to think so.
Of course it is. You carry all the top designers. I don't want personal differences to come between me and a beautiful new dress. Don't you agree?
You're absolutely right.
Besides, I'd like to think that I could set aside my differences.
Well, you must be doing just that if you're planning on attending Justin's office party.
Well, why not attend? It's going to be fun competing with Justin.
Oh, great. Well, I hope you have a wonderful time.
Well, he has some money to be competitive with now. Oh, I'm sorry. I guess you're not too happy hearing about that.
I don't know what you mean.
Well, your own brother brought your share of the ranch for a pittance, and then he turns around and sells your share and his share for $5 million.
Good for him.
You're a bigger woman than I thought you were.
The money that Justin paid me for my share of the ranch gave me the capital for this shop, Rena.
But $5 million?
Money isn't everything.
Are you sure you're a Texan, honey?
Yes, what kind of a dress were you looking for?
Well, something elegant for an afternoon party. This is going to be such a special day for Justin and Ashley that I would like to dress appropriately.
Would you like bare shoulders?
Preferably. By the way, are you going to be at the party?
Oh, yes, I wouldn't miss it. I think it's going to be quite the event. Well, if you'll just wait here, Rena, I think I have something in the back that is just perfect.
Thank you. Yes, Paige. It will be quite an event.
I know we're in big trouble in Venezuela. Well, I've been on the phone with the refinery all morning. No, this is something that cannot be taken care of at that end. Because it involves international law. Well, I'm thinking about that. But I intend to use my own man. All right, Martin, I'll tell you what you do. You sit on it, and I'll get back to you. And when I do, it'll be with a specific instruction. Yeah. All right, Martin. Thank you very much. Ryan.
Hey, Grant.
I'm glad Becky got a hold of you.
Yeah, I had a meeting with TJ. What's this whole thing about?
It's our oil refinery in Maracaibo.
But I thought Stryker took care of that.
Yeah, I know he did, but this is different. This involves the labor contract.
Well, those contracts are all worked out and ratified when I was still president.
I know. That's why I asked you to come over here. I need your expertise on this.
Well, sure, I'll be happy to go over the papers with you.
No. I need something more than that. I need you to handle this personally. Ryan, I need you to go to Venezuela.
Actually, now close your eyes. I mean, close your eyes.
Justin, that's silly.
No, walk this way. Here we go. You can close now.
They're closed.
Here we go. Straight ahead.
All right.
A few more feet. Now you keep them closed.
I'm afraid to.
No. All right. Open them. Huh? What do you think? Take a look.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful, aren't they? Take a look at this.
It's all going to be very impressive.
I ask you, Mrs. Marshall, am I going to be able to wheel and deal from here, or am I not?
Well, I just hope that you're going to be able to wheel and deal and pay for all of it.
Actually, why are you so gloomy? The baby, are you feeling all right?
It's fine. But, Justin, you know, we haven't exactly been on a lucky streak lately.
Well, now, how can you say that? My new office, a great view. This is Marshall Oil, darling. This is my company. From now on, it's going to be clear sailing for all of us. Just me and you and Justin Jr. We have a great future ahead of us.
I sure hope so.
Actually, what is really the matter with you?
Serena. I'm really nervous about her coming to that party tomorrow.
Quit that. You got to quit that. There's no reason to be nervous.
Justin! She's up to something. Rena is up to something. Why else would she be coming to the party? Why?
Hi. I got the message you left at the desk. You wanted to see me about something?
I think it's time we have a little talk, TJ.
Okay. What about?
Sit down, please.
Ooh. Sit down talk. Sounds serious.
I had a long talk with my daddy yesterday. And he tells me that I treat you badly.
Well, what do you suppose gave him that impression?
I know that we have our differences, but circumstances change. Come on, we're working together now. I think we ought to act like adults and put our differences aside.
I couldn't agree more.
Well, I don't know that we'd ever be able to be friends, TJ, but I think we owe it to the company to try.
Fine. How'd you like to start?
Well, that was one of the reasons I asked you to come by. I have a favor to ask of you.
Well, ask away.
How would you like to take me to the opening of Justin's office tomorrow?
All right, here's the blue silk with the bell sleeves. Oh, everything you've picked out, Mrs. Stewart, is just lovely.
I hope they look as nice on me as on the models.
Oh, well, I'm sure they will. They've all been designed to suit women with your sense of style.
Thank you, my dear.
Well, Ellen Miss Stewart, hello.
So nice to see you, Elliot. I'd love to chat, but I've got to rush.
Bertie?
Ellen Miss Stewart, you're getting some classy people shopping here.
These ladies are so different from my customers at Maggie's.
Well, they have more money, that's all. Is Paige here?
Yeah, she's in the back talking to some of the models.
You seem to be thriving on this.
Oh, I am. I am so excited. I'm meeting such interesting people like Mrs. Stewart.
Oh, yeah, she is interesting.
She's a real socialite. I've seen her picture in the papers.
I don't pay much attention to the society pages.
Oh.
What is this, Nita? A new line you're planning to carry?
Oh, no, it's nothing. It's just something I do to pass the time.
You did those sketches?
Yeah,
Well, I like them.
thanks. I doodle sometimes, you know, in between customers. It's kind of fun.
Elliot,
Oh, hi.
how long have you been here?
Oh, just a minute.
If you'll both excuse me, I have to go see about the rest of Mrs. Stewart's order. Excuse me.
Grant, I can't go to Venezuela now. There's got to be some other way of handling this whole thing.
I can't think of any other way.
Come on, Stryker's the one who knows these people. He's been dealing with them for years.
I know that, but he's been dealing with the leaseholders. Now, you're the only one that's dealt with the production people. And I'm sure you're the only one they'll listen to.
I can't drop everything right now.
I've discussed this with Stryker. He's in absolute agreement. He thinks you're the only man that can do it. As a matter of fact, he said that he would have your work covered while you're gone.
Ginny and I are just getting our lives started right now. Steve's sick.
I realize that.
We haven't had a day to ourselves since we were married. I've really been looking forward to spending a lot of time with Ginny and Steve.
Ryan, believe me, I wouldn't ask you if this weren't crucial. And besides, it'll only take you a couple of weeks to iron this thing
Send
out.
TJ down there now. He can handle all the legal aspects. He's had plenty of experience working with production people in the field.
Yeah, in
He's
Morocco. In the Near East. This is South America. That's an entirely different ballgame. You know that. And besides, I need TJ here.
Why do you need him here?
Because he knows more about these leases we're negotiating for than anybody else. You know that Rena can't handle that now. Not just yet.
Well, I have to agree with you there. Especially since Justin's the one who's going to be after those same leases.
And besides, I think that TJ would be a little offended if I asked him to leave Houston right now.
Why?
Because he's asked to be considered for the presidency of World Oil.
Oh, he has, huh?
Yeah.
Is it a possibility?
Well, I have to consider it. On the other hand, Stryker has some reservations about his becoming president.
Yeah, so have I.
Why?
Because World Oil needs somebody with executive experience. TJ's a lawyer. He's one of the best. I know his knowledge of oil leases is second to none, but he's never run a company. This is a big corporation. TJ's just not the right man for the job, that's all.
Well, you and Stryker seem to be in absolute agreement on that matter.
I can think of someone who's perfect. And I'm real surprised you haven't thought of him.
Who are you talking about?
I'm talking about your son, Mark.
Mark? Yeah. He's built his company up from scratch. Kiwi Land Development's doing fantastically. Come on, Grant, you know it's one of the fastest growing corporations in Australia.
Well, he does know the oil business.
He knows it backwards and forwards. And unless my cousin's changed, he can charm an oil lease out of anybody.
Yeah. He's so young.
He only seems young because you're his father. And I'll guarantee he didn't seem so young to all those folks over in the Far East when he went into the oil exploration business.
You know, Mark never occurred to me.
Nobody's going to question his credentials. And if you're ever worried about nepotism, all you have to do is point to Mark's record.
All right, I'll think about that. And thank you for the suggestion.
So, have you changed your mind about sending me to Venezuela?
Nope.
Okay, I guess it has to be done, huh? Now I just have to find a way to make Ginny understand.
I'll have Becky make the travel arrangements. Oh, incidentally, Juan Bastillos is going to be your contact man down there.
Good, yeah. Worked with him before. Oh, Grant. You think real seriously about Mark, okay?
Yeah, I will. Of course, TJ is going to be awful unhappy. He can handle that.
Rena, why do you want me to take you to the opening of Justin's offices?
It's good business, TJ. We're going to be in competition with him, and the more we can learn about his organization, the better.
You sure that's the only reason?
Of course. What other reason could there be?
Well, I don't know. I thought it might be something personal.
Oh, TJ, I'm trying to put all of my personal feelings aside. Remember, you're the one who told me to be more open and above board with Ashley.
Yes, I did.
Come on, listen up. Party might be fun.
I'd rather take you to dinner.
No. Justin's party is perfect. It'll be very friendly and businesslike. You do want to keep our relationship on a business level now, don't you?
Oh, whatever you say, darling.
Fine. It's a date?
All right. It's a date. I really want to go.
So do I, DJ. So do I.
Ashley, you've got to forget about Rena. That feud is over and done with.
Is it?
Well, sure. We both won our battles, and now the war is over.
I don't believe that for a minute, Justin.
Well, now, you've got to. She had her way when she had me ousted from World Oil. I got my way when I sold the ranch, and I got all that money from World Oil. We got to let bygones be bygones. This is going to be a great beginning for all of us.
I'm happy that you're feeling so good and sure of yourself.
I'm really happy we invited Paige.
So am I.
Yeah, my sister and I, we haven't been close lately, but I'm going to change all that.
I know. I like Paige. She's really nice.
You two have really been hitting it off.
I hope that we'll be good friends.
Oh, I'm sure you will be. What is wrong, Ashley?
I was just thinking about Iris Wheeler.
Oh,
Justin, I know how you feel about her. But you know, you can't deny that she was the only really close friend that I had in Houston. Now she's leaving.
Well, you and Paige will be even closer, and I can guarantee you, Paige won't turn her back on you like Iris did.
No, I wouldn't expect Paige to ever do that.
Well, listen, are you happy with that outfit you got at Paige's?
Yes, beautiful.
It's a pity you won't be wearing it too much.
Well, Justin, why do you say something like that?
Well, because you got to be starting buying maternity clothes now, darling.
Well, Justin, I'm not going to be pregnant forever.
Well, I wouldn't be too sure of that. You know, I always wanted a big family.
Justin.
I wonder if Paige's Boutique sells any of that maternity clothing.
I doubt it.
Well, we got to find out somebody who does. We have to dress you in style. I feel like I am the happiest, luckiest man in Texas. Oh, Ashley, I love you. I love you.
Well, what brings you here so early?
Guilt.
guilt.
Yes, I shouldn't have been reluctant to go to Justin's party.
Well, you're going, so that's that.
You're eager to go, aren't you?
Sure, my brother's opening up his own company. I love him. Elliot, don't worry. Justin isn't holding a grudge against you.
Well, he has every right to.
He's probably put it behind him. I'm sure he'll be very glad you're coming.
Oh, okay.
And we're going to have a great time, I promise. Besides, I didn't want to go alone.
Well, why not? Marshal Oil, it's your family.
Justin and I will be the only marshals there, actually.
You really want to reestablish your family ties, don't you?
Mm-hmm. With Justin, Grandma Kate's a lost cause.
Well, I don't understand.
As far as Grandma Kate's concerned, I don't even exist. But Just, well, I'm very proud of him, Elliot. Marshal Oil was my dad's dream. Almost made it come true, too. And now Justin's making it a reality.
Well, the success of your boutique adds to the Marshall dream coming true.
Yeah, I guess. Oh, boy, have I changed. Justin's changed. A lot of things have happened since you worked with him at KVMK.
A lot has happened, that's true.
I do hope you'll try to get to know him better. And I'm very glad that you changed your mind about the party.
So am I. Listen, you have a budding designer working here.
No.
Who? Nita. She has some really wonderful fashion designs on a sketch pad right underneath this bar.
That's funny. She never mentioned that to me.
Well, I don't think she takes them seriously, but I think she should.
They're that good?
Mm-hmm. I think she should be encouraged.
Really?
Ryan, what are you doing home so early?
Hi. Something's come up we just have to talk about.
Nothing serious, I hope, because I've had a wonderful day and I don't want anything to spoil it.
How's Steve doing, huh?
Oh, he's so much better, honey. I think he's starting to snap out of it.
His
He's even
appetite?
cheerful.
Is he eating?
His appetite is ravenous. As a matter of fact, he's been helping the movers with Justin's furniture.
Great. It sounds like the old Steve.
And now that we're getting Justin's stuff out of here, we'll be able to move our own things in.
Oh, there's going to be plenty of time for that.
Well, I even talked to Kate about changing some things around here, and she agrees with my ideas. She thinks they're fine.
Well, whatever you and Kate decide is okay by me.
Oh, honey, we're finally going to have a chance to start our lives together. All we have to do now is put our house in Houston on the market. Do you know how long I've waited for this moment? Ryan, what is it? What's wrong, honey?
Our life together is going to have to wait a little longer.
What do you mean?
I'm going to have to go away for a while.
Paige, do you have any idea how long it...
Oh, I hope you don't mind. Elliot told me about these. He told me they were very good. Why didn't you mention them to me?
It's just something I do while I'm on the phone or in between customers. They're really nothing.
Well, they could be, especially these. The line on these are excellent. I had no idea you were an artist.
I'm not.
Well, it's very obvious that you've had some kind of training.
No, I haven't. A few classes in high school, but that's all.
Well, you have a very good sense of style here, my dear.
No, they're just drawings.
Well, I didn't mean to embarrass you.
No, I'm not embarrassed. I just don't think they're worth the fuss. I'm sorry Mr. Carrington saw them. What I really wanted to talk to you about, Paige, is, the shipping time to Rome. Mrs. Cromwell wants to know if we can get a dress there in a week's time.
A week? Let me check on that.
Morning, Grant. Becky said you wanted to see me.
Yes, TJ, that's right.
Yeah. I talked to Ryan on his way out. Sounds like you guys have really got a mess on your hands with that Venezuelan thing.
Well, that's an annoyance, but since Ryan has agreed to go to Venezuela and take care of it, I'm not worried. Besides, He was in on the original negotiation, so he ought to be able to get it under control.
Now, we're lucky to have a man like Ryan.
Yes, we are.
Well, what was it you wanted to talk to me about?
Sit down, TJ.
Sure.
TJ, I've given a good deal of thought to that matter that you mentioned the other day.
Yes?
The presidency of World Oil. I've thought about that for a long while.
And?
I don't think it's the right move at this time.
May I ask why not?
Of course. You deserve an explanation. TJ, everyone I've talked to in this company about you has the highest regard for you.
But?
The consensus is that you're just too valuable where you are.
Go on.
TJ, there is no one in this company that has your experience or your background in these leases. And World Oil's future is absolutely dependent upon those leases.
I see.
So, if we move you up, we simply can't replace you.
Is that the only reason?
No. I don't think that you have enough executive experience.
Well, I thought that might be a problem.
I hope you understand.
I do. Thanks for considering me. Maybe next time. Oh, one other question.
Shoot.
Who's getting the job?
I haven't made that decision yet.
Now, you wouldn't have called me in here unless you had someone in mind to take it.
Well, you're absolutely right, TJ. I'm going to offer it to Mark Wheeler. He's qualified.
No, you don't have to sell Mark to me. I've been in the oil business long enough to be aware of your son's accomplishments.
Oh, I'm glad you approve.
He'll make a good president for World Oil. I look forward to working with him.
Venezuela?
Honey, please.
Ryan, it just isn't fair. There's bound to be someone else who can go to Venezuela for Grant.
I wish there were. There isn't.
We haven't had a minute together since our wedding. First it was this thing with Barrett, now the situation at the ranch. I just we started to have time together.
I know, honey, I know. Believe me, if there's any way I could change this, I would.
Oh, Ryan.
I'm only going to be gone for a little while, just a few weeks. You can come with me if you want. But the way Steve is right now,
Yeah, I guess you're right. Well, we'll just have to make the best of it. I sure am going to miss you, though.
I'm going to miss you, too.
Jenny? Jenny, I thought I heard a car. Well, hello, Ryan.
Hi.
Oh, it's Rena. I knew I heard someone.
Hello, everyone. Party time.
Hi,
Rita.
Rena, what on earth are you doing here?
Well, I came to make a party. A party? You didn't really think you'd keep me away from the ranch the day that Justin is moving out now, did you? I came to celebrate.
All right. I'll get the glasses.
Come on, you two. It's time for a celebration. Give me a hand with this. The last time I tried to open one of these, the cork shot halfway across the room and almost broke the window. Hey, what is it with you two? You're so quiet. I thought you'd be the happiest of all.
Well, I was happy until Ryan brought home his news.
Well, what is it? What's wrong?
I'm going to have to be leaving town for a little while.
Oh,
what a shame.
no.
Oh, come on. I don't want to put a damper on the party. Besides, it's not going to be forever, just for a few weeks. And then by the time I get back, Ginny's going to have everything around here fixed up exactly like she wants, and then we can finally finally get our lives together. Okay.
I think you have a very special man here, Jenny. You're a lucky woman.
I know that.
Yeah, one for me.
All right. Okay, friends, here's to a long and happy life without Justin.
Hey.
Kate, are you sure you don't want one just this once?
Oh, no, Jenny, thank you.
Where's Steve?
Oh, he's down at the stable with Guy. They're looking over his heifer, Morning Glory.
Oh, well, now let's go and get him. He should be in on this. Huh? Let's go, Kate.
Rena's acting pretty silly, but you know, I think she's right. We do have a lot to celebrate.
We sure do, Mrs. Connor. I love you so much.
I love you.
Let's go down and see how Steve's doing, okay?
Okay.
Come on.
No, I'm sorry, Mr. Rollins. It is impossible to reschedule that meeting. I'm sorry. That contract has a time clause on it. Well, I'm sorry. You can either sign that contract or not. All right. Well, I expect to hear from you. You bet. Bye-bye. Elliot! It's been a long time.
Yes, it has. You surprised to see me?
Well, no, actually, Paige told me that she had invited you to the opening tomorrow.
She did. I hope you don't mind.
Well, of course not. Are you coming?
Well, I would like to, but I wanted to check with you first. We haven't been the best of friends.
Oh, Elliot, forget about that. I have. We're going to start Marshall Oil off again with a clean slate. Ashley and I would love you to attend. That is, well, if Vicky would approve.
Oh, I don't think Mrs. Bellman would object.
Well, I don't know. I don't know about that. Vicky and her darling daughter, I mean, if they had their way with me, they'd have me tarred and feathered and run out of town on a rail.
Well, Vicky and I never discussed her feelings about you. I know you had difficulties when you were at the station, but I doubt that she harbors a grudge.
Well, can we count on you for tomorrow?
Certainly.
Good.
You know, the idea of you having your own oil company means a great deal to Paige. She's really very proud of what you're doing.
I'm proud of what Paige is doing. She's attracting a lot of attention with that dress shop of hers.
Yes, she is. Family means a lot to Paige, too. I think she would really like to become closer to you. She's looking forward to a friendship with Ashley.
I'd like that. I'd like us all to be friends.
Well, good.
Could I get you something in the bar while you wait, Ashley?
No, thank you.
Oh, how foolish of me. Of course you're not going to be drinking while you're pregnant. Coffee? Tea?
No. Thank you, it's not necessary.
You sure it's no trouble?
No, really, Paige, thank you. I wouldn't care.
I am terribly sorry Nita is taking so long. I can't imagine what...
Paige, I'm just a little on edge today. I've got a lot on my mind. We're moving out of the ranch this afternoon.
You're moving?
I thought you knew. We sold the shares of the ranch back to your grandma.
Oh. Well, I knew that, but I just assumed you'd stay. But then again, I guess, knowing my dear old grandmother, she probably couldn't wait to get rid of you.
Oh, we could have stayed if we'd wanted to. But I'll tell you the truth, I'd just as soon leave. Never felt very comfortable out there anyway.
I know what you mean. I never felt very comfortable out there either. At least not after my dad died. I am going to check and see what
Paige, it's all right.
Are you sure?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, are you looking forward to the party tomorrow?
Yeah. No. I'll just actually be very relieved when the whole thing is over.
I can understand that. I was a nervous wreck when we opened the boutique. But if I know Justin, you better get used to some entertaining.
Oh, I like entertaining. I really do. I like parties. I like giving parties. I just don't like them when Rena Decker is going to be a guest.
She is coming to the party, isn't she?
Yeah, I'm afraid so.
Actually, that really surprises me. I mean, she and Justin don't exactly get along.
No, they don't.
Well, why is she coming?
I wish I knew the answer to that.
Oh, Nita.
Marshall, I am so sorry.
What is the trouble?
Well, I talked to the seamstress, and it seems your outfit isn't ready yet.
Not ready.
Oh, Ashley, I really apologize. We're just so overloaded at the moment.
I know. I understand.
Well, can I get it to you later this afternoon?
No, I tell you what. Let me just pick it up tomorrow.
Well,
Is that
I can
all right?
deliver it.
No, it's really fine. I'll see you then. If there's a change, call me, okay?
Bye.
Bye.
You think she's angry?
No, I don't think so, Nita.
What do you suppose is wrong?
I don't know. I wish I did.
Still working?
Lacey, is it that late?
Yeah, I got off work at the studio an hour ago.
You know how late we work.
How was your day?
So.
Ricky, that situation still got you down?
No, it's not Ricky.
I see. Well, Lacey, why don't you come over here, sit down, and tell me all about it.
Oh, Dad.
Come on.
Please. Don't treat me like a little girl.
Oh, you are my little girl. You'll always be my little girl. I'm sorry that I haven't been able to pay any more attention to you. But things are so topsy-turvy. Well, that'll all straighten out once we get everything squared away.
It's not your fault. Just in a bad mood. I'm feeling sort of, I don't know, sort of unfocused.
Well, why don't you focus yourself? Because I want to try out an idea on you.
What's the idea?
Oh, a family business idea.
Look, Dad, I know that you mean well, but as I already told you, I really just don't want to work here.
I'm not talking about you.
You aren't?
No. See, it's Ryan's idea. What I need, Lacey, is, I need somebody that I can depend on as president of World Oil. I need somebody who's young, somebody who's dynamic, somebody who knows the oil business. Now, does that sound like anybody to you?
Yeah. It sounds like Mark.
Well, now, that is exactly Ryan's suggestion.
It's a wonderful idea.
Well, I think it's a wonderful idea, too. There's only one thing wrong with it. He's doing so well in Australia, I'm not so sure that he'll want to come to Houston.
Oh, he'll come. Well, he has to. I'll make him come.
Well, now, that's exactly my idea. You're the only person in this family with whom he will listen and talk. Now, what do you think about taking an airplane ride to Australia?
Oh, Dad.
Oh, I thought it was deserted. Where is everybody?
Down at the stables. Rena bought some champagne so we could celebrate your move.
Oh. I guess that's even more of a send-off than I expected.
Where's Justin?
He's out loading the car. I was just about to go upstairs and pack up the rest of the things. If you'll just wait 20 minutes, you can move your celebration into the living room. You'll really be glad to see us go, won't you?
Justin has no one to blame but himself. He's caused a lot of people a lot of trouble.
Well, now listen, Jenny, that was never his intention. He just wants to build a future for us. He just wants a business of his own.
And he doesn't care who he hurts in the process.
Well, now, it's a cruel world out there, Jenny. Of course, I don't guess that you'd know anything about that, would you?
I've had my share of hardships.
Oh, well, you've always had family and friends supporting you. There's a little difference.
And you're going to make up for the hard times now, is that it?
Yep. Sure am. Oh, and you know what? I want to thank you before I go. You and your whole family. You've been so kind and considerate. Really made me feel at home. I tell you, I'm not going to miss this place. Not one little bit. Doesn't fit into my plans.
Well, Grandma, you should be happy. Ashley and I are almost packed up, almost ready to go.
Goodbye, Justin.
Why are you so bitter towards me, Grandma?
That's a fool question for you to ask.
Well, I just thought we could part in better company, that's all.
Why on earth would you expect that?
I guess it just doesn't make much difference after all, does it?
You're headed for disaster, Justin. You're going to fall, and you're going to fall hard.
Well, thanks, Grandma. Thank you for your blessing.
Goodbye, Justin.
Justin, we have to talk.
Well, why not? Why not? Everybody's taking pot shots at me today.
Not me, Justin. I'm saving my ammunition for later.
Well?
You won the first round, but I want you to know something. The fight's just beginning.
Mr. Wheeler, I'll see about that outfit for Lacey now.
Thank you.
Grant! What a nice surprise.
Paige! I'm sorry I haven't been able to get back here since the opening, but things have been rather hectic.
Well, they've been hectic here, too. Up, no complaints. Business couldn't be better.
Oh, I'm glad. I'm very impressed.
Thank you. I'm going to the opening of Marshall Oil tomorrow.
I thought that you and your brother didn't get along.
Well, we made up. Justin came by, and now things are fine between us.
Justin made the first move.
Yes.
Well, I suppose that's like Justin, if he feels you can be useful.
Well, I suppose the success of my place could have something to do with it. I mean, it's only human nature.
It's certainly Justin's nature.
Have you and Justin had a run-in or something, Grant?
Yes, Paige, as a matter of fact, we've had quite a few.
Well, you are in the same business.
I don't like the way Justin runs his business. You do know that Justin sold the ranch to your grandmother, don't you?
Yes. To be honest, I don't have very much sympathy for Grandma. If she wants to pay $5 million, that's her problem.
He took advantage of her.
She probably deserved it.
Well, one of these days, Justin is going to take advantage of the wrong person. And when he does, I want to be there.
You and I at war, Ryan?
Yeah, you started it by forcing Kate to buy the ranch at that ridiculous price.
I didn't force, Grandma. She wanted the ranch. I was like Steve. He could stay there as long as he wanted.
I really don't care what you think. I just want you to know that I'm going to be watching you real closely.
How comforting.
Oh, yeah, we'll see how comforting it is next time you try to pull one of your shady business deals or try to lure a company away from World Oil.
You have a vivid imagination.
Oh, yeah? What about those Ace High gas stations? Do you feel you were real honest the way you stole them from World Oil?
I paid a legitimate price for that gas chain. They have real potential. Potential that I'm going to exploit.
You exploit anything you can get your hands on, don't you?
I'm going to give World Oil a run for its money. I won't deal underhandedly, but I'm going to make Marshall Oil a success.
Okay, just watch your step, because I'm going to be watching you.
Wonderful. Wonderful. I'll give you a real education on how to build an empire.
Oh, one last thing. I don't want you to ever set foot on this ranch again.
Well, I don't know why I'd ever want to.
Do we understand each other?
Better than you think.
Have a nice talk with Justin?
Oh, it's always a real pleasure talking to old Justin.
I'll bet.
He's going to make a mistake. He'll do something down the line that we'll be able to nail him for.
Wouldn't be too sure of that, Ryan. Justin can be awfully slippery. But he might also be vulnerable.
What do you mean?
You'll see.
Why are you so mysterious, anyway?
More champagne?
No, thanks. After all this Venezuelan mess, I'm just not in the mood to celebrate.
Oh, Ryan, I'm really sorry about that. I just wish it was something that I could handle, but I'm not a lawyer.
Well, thank you for your thought, okay?
We'll be back here before you know it. I'll keep an eye on things for you while you're gone, I promise you that.
I appreciate that, Rena. Thank you. Where's Jenny?
Oh, she's in the kitchen with Kate. They're getting supper ready.
If you'll excuse me, I want to spend a lot of time, as much time as I can with Jenny before I leave, okay?
Sure. I understand. Smile, Max. You really should be more careful, Ashley. Hasn't your doctor told you that expectant mothers shouldn't carry such heavy things?
Spare me your concern, Rena.
But I am concerned. It would be terrible if you strained something and couldn't be the hostess for Justin's party tomorrow.
I still can't believe you're even still planning on coming to the opening.
I wouldn't miss it for the world. Justin invited me.
Well, no one's feelings are going to be hurt if you don't show up.
Oh, honey, I have been looking forward to this all week. Besides, I'm bringing a date.
Oh, I didn't know you were dating again so soon.
My escort's going to be T.J. Canfield.
What are you up to, Rena?
Well, I don't know what you mean. Isn't T.J. welcome, being that you're such good friends and all?
Now, you listen to me. I'm warning you. If you try
Save
anything...
it until tomorrow, honey. You might need it.